Good afternoon and welcome to Turf Moor. Hope everyone is well. Burnley face Portuguese side CS Marítimo in today's behind closed doors friendly. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off. The Clarets don't start their Premier League fixtures until a week on Sunday at the King Power Stadium. So this is an additional friendly that's been arranged at Turf Moor. The team news is in. Burnley is still without skipper Ben Mee, Ashley Barnes and experienced midfielder Jack Cork. But Nick Pope and James Tarkowski play. Tarkowski's the skipper in this side. Pope in goal, Phil Bardsley at right back, Charlie Taylor at left back, James Tarkowski and Kevin Long in the centre. In midfield, right to left, Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Josh Brownhill, Ashley Westwood and Dwight McNeil. Up front it's Jay Rodriguez and Chris Wood. On the bench for Burnley, Bailey Peacock Farrell back from international duty, Matt Lowton, Robbie Brady, Eric Peters, Matty Vidra, Jimmy Dunn, Bobby Thomas, Josh Benson and a second reserve keeper in Will Norris. Marítimo play in the Primeira Liga in the top flight of Portuguese football. They're based on the island of Madeira, finished 11th last season. They've played in the UEFA Cup and the Europa League. They've got a new manager. He's Lito Vidiglia. And he's from some familiar names in their 11. Let's have a look through them. Charles in goal. Nanu will play right back, we think. Fabio China at left back. Lucas Africo and René Santos in the centre. Holding role for Frank Yves Bambok. Ahead of him, Jean Kleber, Rafik Guitain. Wide men, Jorge Carrera and Edgar Costa. Up front, youngster Jefferson Passana. Plenty of subs for them. We'll go through those in time. Their top scorers amongst them from last season. Rodrigo Pino. Look out for him. They've signed a left-back Marcelo Hermes from Brazil in the summer. He will make an appearance at some stage, I would imagine, as well. They start their league season also on Sunday the 20th of September away to Santa Clara. Burnley face Sheffield United here in the Carabao Cup on Thursday. That's a 5:30 kick-off. So plenty to look forward to this afternoon. We'll be having a look at the new away strip. We'll be hearing from Sean Dyche and Ben Mee. And plenty to look forward to. 3 o'clock kick-off, Burnley against Marítimo. That team news is in. No surprises there. Tarkowski captain in the side. Pope, Bardsley, Tarkowski, Long, Taylor at the back. Gudmundsson, Brownhill, Westwood and McNeil in midfield. Rodriguez and Wood up front. You may have seen on social media earlier today the announcement of Burnley's away kit. Let's take another look.
Chance here for Burnley, and it's a chance for Rodriguez, and it's for an instant. Oh, what a start to his Burnley career! And impossible, all of a sudden, it is possible. Rodriguez getting away here. What a goal from Jay Rodriguez! That left foot strike will go down in the annals of history.
So for the 2020-21 season, we're heading back to the future. The stylish away kit offers a thoroughly modern look for the new Premier League season. We're also integrating the old club crest worn by Burnley legends. The kit will be available for purchase from the Claret store on Saturday the 19th of September. Darren Bentley alongside me for COMMS Cam Live this afternoon. What do you make of the away kit, first of all?
I like it, Phil. I'm a big fan of it. Good afternoon, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, I like it. I wasn't a massive fan of the home kit when I saw it for the first time, but when I saw the players wearing it at the media day that we had 2 weeks ago now, I immediately fell in love with that one as well. I think they're really two good kits this year, and the black one especially, I think will be really popular. Reaction's been really good on
yeah, it looks
social
good.
Media.
Looks good.
I think the integration of the old crest. I think some people were getting quite excited that the old crest was coming back in its full guise, but unfortunately it's just
hidden slightly.
Yes, a nod towards the past.
Yes, it is. A big nod towards the past, I guess. Now then, that's the away kit announced at 12 o'clock today. Let's have a word with Sean Dyche. He was speaking early in the week.
But numbers-wise, are you looking at kind of 3 or 4? Is that the sort of ballpark in terms of additions?
Well, the chairman and the board spoke to me about the numbers they felt were needed over the coming sort of 18 months. So they're aware of what's needed. It's how many we can push on, and then it's not only push on. You know, there's always speculation about names and prices, but at the end of the day, it only matters what comes in. You know, it's only the outcome. We can be linked with everyone. As I said, we were linked with Messi, rightly so. Looks like he's settled again, so that's unfortunate for us. But no, generally speaking, it's about getting them in. It's about getting the outcomes. not the sort of process to try and get the outcomes.
But also about keeping rather than letting players go as well. I mean, you're in a strong position. I mean, we know that there's been interest and even an offer for James Tarkowski. Where does that situation lie right now?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's in a kind of healthy way, we've had speculation on our players from, the first year I was here. Back in the day, it was Charlie Austin, then Danny Ings and Trips, and, more latterly when you go on to your Michael Keanes and your Andre Greys, and recently some of our players as well. The main three, the obvious three that have been linked, Whitey and Popey and Tarky, and, there's as well behind them. But that's kind of, been involved in the history that I've had here. So I don't think it's new to us. The club's in a very, very strong position financially, that's for sure. So there's no overwhelming desire to be selling players. That's quite obvious. Do players have a price at any club? Yes, they do. We've seen that across the board, across the whole of football. Eventually, a day comes, if someone's going to hit a certain number, then all clubs, not just Burnley Football Club, have to make a decision. If that comes, the chairman will make that decision. I don't control their moments, the chairman does, and the board. So we'll have to wait and see, but it's fair to say we're in a very strong position. So therefore, we're certainly not in the business of getting rid of our best players on the cheap, that's for sure.
But in James Tarkowski's case, is that price tag around about 50 million? Is that the sort of figure?
No, the price tag is what someone offers us when the board and the chairman say yes. That's what the price tag is.
And at the moment, he's happy, obviously, to be a Burnley player, and you're happy to have a season where you're planning with him.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Tarky, I think, like a number of people in the game, I think we're all, on this occasion, I'm quite amazed, actually, that he was not in the England side, or certainly in the England squad, sorry. And Dwighty as well, that's been a big surprise to me. But as I've said very, very many times, actually, I've got a really good relationship with Adi Boothroyd for obvious reasons, and with Gareth. Totally respect. It's not easy to make them decisions of who you're calling up. But I think on this occasion, it's probably the most surprised I've been with Tarky that he's not involved with the England setup for these games.
You mentioned Gareth Southgate before I did. He talked yesterday about the kind of role of the manager being a different thing. He talked about being almost a dad to some of these players with what happened with Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood. Has that role changed? Has there have to be kind of more? I think the biggest change. I think the biggest change in that, and it's. I will say, I think it's tougher with the England side of things because you've got this difference of different characters, different players, all coming in and out of the England setup at any given time, all from different backgrounds in the clubs, different cultures, different environments, different managers and coaches laying down the kind of responsibility of for playing for their clubs, and then they go to play for England, let's say. So I think that's probably more tricky to lay down them guidelines. This is how we work. I think in this case, the modern challenge of a manager is not so much on the pitch. I don't think there's many managers who don't know what they want on the pitch, regardless when people shout that you don't know what you're doing, but that's standard. I think most managers know what they're doing. Off the pitch is changing radically because of social media. It has changed enormously. I think probably the surprise to me, looking from the outside in, is two young, highly talented players have actually got trapped in that social media world. Trust me, my lad who's 17 knows a lot more about social media than I do. So that's probably the surprise to me, that's happened when in a world that is their world now. Youngsters now, social media is a massive part of their being. So I think that's probably the surprise to me. Can it happen? Yes, I'm sure it can. Has it happened? Yes. Is it an anomaly that it's happened? Well, the only thing for me is that these youngsters are very sharp on that sort of thing. So that's probably the biggest surprise.
Burnley manager Sean Dyche speaking earlier this week. He was in a decent mood, Darren, I thought.
He always is, to be fair, Phil. He's, game face on, whatever the situation. But I think, they've had a little break, the players, the manager, they've had that nice 3 or 4 weeks off. I think, to be honest, having such a short break, they're almost itching to get back. When you get that sort of lengthier break, you do switch off, I think, and you've then got to build yourself up again. But the players only had 3 weeks off, I think, so you find it hard to unwind. And I think the lads just carried on ticking over. And
fitness levels were good,
and therefore you can do a shortened pre-season.
Yeah.
So I think the injury situation is not ideal at the minute, as we all know, but hopefully it's easing off slightly. Ashley's back on the grass. Ben Mee, of course, with his knees, he's getting easier. Jack Cork will be a bit more longer term, but with the injury situation easing somewhat, I think he's every right to be optimistic.
Yeah, difficult to see Mee and Barnes playing any part a week on Sunday.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, certainly. Jack Cork, who said longer term already out. Ben Mee, Ben's I think Ben remains. Hopefully, can make it for the start of the season, but that remains to be seen. That's one for the gaffer and Ben to decide. Ashley is back on the grass but again, there's not really a rush to bring Ashley back, is there?
No, I just wondered if he could have got 10 minutes today, quarter of an hour today, but obviously that's not happening.
He's not one for risking players.
No,
he's
not
100% sure, and he's got 3 fully fit strikers at the minute, so you've got an away game first as well, where you maybe don't need your full complement of 4. So, I think all eyes certainly on most of those who are injured. You're looking at Southampton here, aren't you? That's the main one.
Yes, yeah. Tarkowski captains the side. Plenty of speculation, but he's here today and playing.
Yeah, I've seen some quotes that have just come out from David Moyes this afternoon saying that at £50 million that would rule them out. Listen, he's such an asset to the football club, isn't he, James Tarkowski?
Yes,
When he came here, he had to wait for his chance patiently till Michael Keane moved on. He stepped into the breach. He's been impeccable, and probably in the second half of last season, and in many ways since he's been in the side, partnering Ben Mee, he doesn't put any feet wrong, does he?
Oh, very good.
He's an 8 out of 10 every week.
And I'm struggling that he wasn't involved in the England setup.
Well, I think most people were. I mean, you could tell from social media and even Sean Dyche's reaction, and the player himself.
Yes.
I don't think they could quite believe that you don't have him in the squad, an English centre-half, a top-performing English centre-half, according to the stats, at a top 10 club, and you've got Eric Dyer playing at centre-back. It didn't really compute for me.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Dyer's a decent player, but he doesn't play centre-back above James Tarkowski for me. Neither does Conor Cody. I mean, Conor Cody's done really well, but surely he's above those two.
And it maybe, it will irk Tarky. Of course it will irk him, because he'll believe, and as we all believed, I think, at the end of last season, and Gareth's here quite a lot, by the way. Gareth comes to see Burnley.
Yeah.
He only lives over the hill.
Pre-lockdown, yeah.
So he saw quite a lot of Tarky. I think he would be amazed. I think it'd have been big money on him not playing, or certainly not being in the squad. Sorry.
Yes, the very least the squad.
Yeah.
The very least. And I would think Charlie Taylor was a little disappointed to see. I mean, Kieran Trippier's a fantastic player, but playing at left back. Not even a single left-back selected in the squad.
Yeah, I was interested to see Gareth saying he was struggling for a left-sided defender, and a lot of people did post pictures of Charlie Taylor in response to that.
I mean, away from here, Ryan Bertrand's a fantastic player.
Yeah, and it's a funny one with Chaz. He's again, Charlie's so consistent. He's good defensively, good going forward. Maybe it came a little bit early, but the Euros going back a year might not be a bad thing for Charlie Taylor.
Yeah.
If he has another good season this season, he's got to start catching the eye.
As
you said, there aren't many great left-sided English left backs.
No, not with Ashley Young and Danny Rose perhaps coming to the end of their international careers. So I mean, just surprised. And
while we're on disappointments, I think the other one, Nick will be disappointed. I think that he didn't get a game.
Yeah. I've got to touch on that. He's had a fantastic season. Jordan Pickford, not his best season.
I get that there's a bit of loyalty involved with Pickford, and he gives Pickford the nod for the first game. Surely, in the second game, you've got 3 keepers there. Even if you gave them 45 minutes each, to me, that would have made a lot of sense.
Or change your keeper. I mean,
it just doesn't seem a lot of.
You need to give people a bit of experience, don't you?
Yeah, well, exactly. You're not going to gain experience unless you play.
Popey played in Kosovo. It was a pretty straightforward win, to be fair. He needs experience at international level. You could go to a tournament and the number one's injured, or whatever, and you've got to call on somebody else, and you don't want to do that without very little experience.
And it almost needs, or it seems to need, the friendlies to give these keepers and players a chance. The problem now is the Nation League kicks in and takes a lot of those friendly players away because they suddenly become competitive.
Supposedly, I'm not sure the last 2 were that competitive.
I did swerve them. Yeah.
They're not. They weren't great.
Teams are out.
Yes.
It's a blooming cold afternoon. Last time we did this, I think I wore a Hawaiian shirt.
Last summer, it was, wasn't it?
It's certainly not a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. We're just waiting for the skippers in the middle.
No, that's interesting.
Ashley Westwood's captain.
Ashley Westwood's captain the side.
Has done it before.
We had the team sheet with James Tarkowski as captain, but Ashley Westwood's definitely doing the armbands there.
He is, and Edgar Costa for the visitors, who play in quite a snazzy little strip, don't they?
Bit Mexico, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's blue and red stripes on the front, green backs, white shorts, red socks, bit of everything. A bit of everything.
Throw the kitchen sink at that one.
Yeah, and they will get us underway. Marítimo kicking right to left in this first half, burning their away strip today. I call it all black. I saw it described as grey as grey shirts.
I think graphite is the term
it?
they've used, yeah, but to all intents and purposes,
Black. Marítimo will get us underway. Peter Banks is our referee this afternoon, newish to the Premier League list. Officials need a run out as well. Marítimo will get us underway, just checking with his assistants. I'll whip through the sides again for you. Blustery wind here today. Immediately gone back to the Marítimo back line. Out of play. I think it's got clipped off Chris Wood, so it'll be a Marítimo throw down this left hand side with Fabio China wearing 45. Left back. Gets the ball back. Hooks it on. Work here for Kevin Long. Wins the header under pressure from Jefferson. It'll be a Marítimo throw left hand side. Again with, I was going to say again with China, but Carrera's taking this over. Going to leave it, in fact, in the end for China.
Quick reminder to people who are tuning in today. Any goals that go in today, we will be sticking on our social channels, pretty much as they happen. We've got a couple of lads, the video lads here, just ready to willing to put them up. And there is curiosity sometimes as to why games aren't necessarily streamed. Sometimes, as it is, quite often here, that's a footballing decision, which we abide by. And again today, it's a footballing decision. So unfortunately, we aren't streaming the game, but we are certainly in discussions and very hopeful of bringing the Sheffield United game in the Carabao Cup next Thursday from Turf Moor, which is a 5:30 kick-off. We're currently in discussions there with the EFL and Sheffield United, of course, about bringing that to you in some capacity as a live stream. So
next
that'll be
Thursday, yeah.
And that is, of course, when everything gets underway properly.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's a big game, is that? All Premier League clash. Burnley have got a throw deep inside the Marítimo half. Does look like they've got a back four today. Usually do play three centre-backs. McNeil's got it left-hand side. Back here for Tarkowski. Tarkowski left centre-back. Clips it forward, looking for Wood. Wood's offside. Flag goes up. Just coming from an offside position. No complaints. And that'll be a free kick for Marítimo with Lucas Africa just to knock it back to his keeper today, Brazilian Charles. He helps it on. Ball forward, looking for runners. Header won by Taylor in his own half. Near the halfway line, Burnley battling for possession. Rodriguez just stabs it back, gone wide for McNeil. Good from Burnley. McNeil now running at the Marítimo defence. Chance here for Goodmanson on his left foot and just wide. He's really done well pre-season. Took it in his stride. Left foot shot just wide of the target. Burnley very close in the 3rd minute.
Thought he'd done everything right there.
Yeah.
It was almost a perfect cross from Dwight, because Chris Wood peeled away to the back post. Dwight spotted Johan filling in the gap at the near and just slotted it into Johan. The defence had been drawn towards Chris. And Johan had to take that first touch. He just maybe took it away from him a little bit, that first touch, onto the left foot and narrowed the angle a little bit. When he then got his left foot shot back across goal, I thought for all intents and purposes that was heading to the bottom corner. But it just shaved the post and wide. Good chance though, early doors.
Yeah, good to see. He's playing right hand side of midfield. He made a move to that other side of the box. This is what we want to see. René Santos to get that forward. Right hand side with Nuno, but he's lost control of it. Throw to Burnley. Halfway point. Taken quickly. Here's Tarkowski. Hooks it forward. Looking for Wood. Can't win the header. Africa to win the next ball. Just goes wide for Rodriguez. Can't take it down. Hooked back here by René Santos to his keeper. Charles with the clearance. Looking for Jefferson through the middle. Flicks it on. Bardsley will tidy up. Just knock it back to Nick Pope. Kicks it first time. Looking for Wood through the middle. Wood with a nice chest down. Here's Westwood. Hooks it wide for McNeil. Taylor's on the overlap and bombing down that left. Who's he got in the middle? He's looking for Wood. It's it first time and over. On the volley. Really good chance. Good move. Taylor on the overlap. Great cross in. Wood had to hit it first time, but just couldn't keep it down.
Burnley having a lot of luck down that left-hand side in the first, 4 minutes of the game. This time is your right field. Charlie Taylor bombing on. As he does, him and Dwight get on so well down that left-hand side. On the overlap, first time look, so only had Chris Wood to go for in the middle, but found him with a peach of a cross. Woody went for the volley and found the cricket field. Stand that is, not the actual cricket field.
No, it wasn't quite that bad. Gumson with the header on. Here's Rodriguez. Burnley finding some joy through the middle. Overlap here this time from Bardsley, but knocked off possession Wood. and trying to break Marítimo, making progress, but Kevin Long's won that back. Done well there, Kevin Long. Under pressure from Gutain. Here's Charlie Taylor again. Taylor to hook it forward, looking for Wood on the chase, left channel. Defender comes across with him and concedes the throw. McNeil looking to take it quickly. Here's Taylor. Uses Brownhill. Brownhill for Tarkowski. Tarkowski to clip it forward. Headed down from Rodriguez, finds Westwood. Nice ball, finds Gudmundsson. Looking lively early on. Johan Berg Gudmundsson through the middle now. Goes wide for Taylor. Taylor's met by Nuno. Just touches it on for Gudmundsson again. Wraps a good cross in there, looking for Rodriguez. Defender's knocked it behind, I think.
Yep.
Corner it is. Gudmundsson's looking lively, Darren.
Really good start from Burnley. You know, again, down the left-hand side there. This time the cross finds Rodriguez. Good interchange from the two strikers there. Jay finds the front post, just scrambled behind, smuggled away for a corner by the overworked Marítimo defence in these opening 5 minutes. They've been on the back foot pretty much since kick-off.
Yeah, finished 11th last season in the top flight in Portugal. Westwood with the delivery here, swings it in, header away, comfortable enough. Burnley trying to win the next ball through McNeil. Nuno should clear this though, but under pressure from McNeil. Dumbs it once, nice skill, gets it away, finds a ball on the counter-attack now with Correa. Can't find anybody to support him at the minute, goes wide, right-hand side, near the halfway line. Burnley just getting back in position. Touch on is nice, going to go wide left-hand side for China. China looking to get a ball into the middle, Jefferson in made ground, comfortably blocked by Long, and that'll be a throw left-hand side. China with it. Looking for movement, not getting a great deal at the minute. Still looking for options. Uses Jefferson now. Youngster just turns away for the minute. Still got the ball. Hooks it back inside. And again, looking to try and build once more with Gutain. Gutain to find centre-back René Santos. Burnley applying good pressure. Now on that far side, right-hand side, clip forward, Nuno battling away. He's lost out to Charlie Taylor, but it will be a Portuguese throw.
A good spell of possession though from Marítimo there. They've had the ball for a good minute and a half or so there and gone from one side of the pitch to the other, up and down the pitch, just all getting a feel for the ball early doors because they've not had much of it for the opening 6 or 7 minutes. Burnley win it back though.
Yeah, Burnley clip it over. Wood looks offside there. Defenders dealt with it anyway. Lucas Africa, and it'll be cleared here. Burnley trying to win it back. Got it away, René Santos. It will be a Burnley throw.
Had an interesting couple of days, Marítimo. They played Sporting Lisbon in midweek on the mainland before flying into Manchester on Thursday afternoon, I think it was. And funnily enough, this game had gone ahead or had been planned for Saturday afternoon. It may not have gone ahead because, of course, the quarantine for mainland Portugal kicks in from Saturday, and they flew from mainland Portugal.
Oh, did they? All right.
So they may not have been able to make it. It'd been a day later.
Yeah, here's Taylor breaking into the box, ups it back inside. There is a Portuguese player down. Referee's had a look. I think he's okay to get back on his feet. I think Marítimo might just knock it out of play, make sure he's all right.
On a friendly, you're not going to risk anything. Yeah, they flew from the mainland, so they would have been quarantined.
Ah, right.
If it had been a Saturday kick-off, I think, because I think it's 4 a.m. Saturday the kick-off. Quarantine kicks in from mainland Portugal.
Yeah, their first game is at Santa Clara. First game of the season's in the Azores.
Not in California.
Azores. Your first game. We go to Leicester.
Oh, you want?
We go to Leicester.
You take your Hawaiian shirt there, couldn't you?
They go to the Azores. It'll be a bit warmer than it is today. 8 minutes gone. Goalless. Burnley have had a couple of good chances. Charles in the Marítimo goal to kick this out of his hands. Settled the better of the two, but Marítimo getting into the game a little bit.
Really eerie atmosphere again, isn't it? These empty stadiums. We're getting used to it now in some respects, but you never really get used to it. You just miss the fans so much. Just the
even pre-season, you'd had a few thousand today, wouldn't you? You'd have had noise.
Yeah, but it looks now like with the new government rules kicking in, it looks like the trials may be off for the time being. I know the Premier League are putting a statement out today. In fact, it'll be out now, I think.
Right.
They were vehemently against the 1,000 limit imposed by the government.
Is that right? Yeah.
So for the minute, it looks like the death knell for fans at Premier League clubs until certainly a relaxation of the rules. China
to get the ball in. Come back to that again, I'm sure, during the course of the game. Burnley just having to sit back here and watch Marítimo pass the ball around a touch. It's gone wide on that side. Bambok's got it wide on that far side for Nuno. Back inside again. Pressure here from the Portuguese side. Going to be a chance from distance, but into the arms of Nick Pope. Wasn't going to worry him.
Player down again.
There's a player down, isn't there? He's clever with the effort.
Like he's been torqued on the edge of the box.
Yeah, he's had a tumble, Edgar Costa, hasn't he? Local lad born on the island. Captain. Picks himself up. He's okay, doesn't need any treatment. Darren said, you don't want to take any chances.
It'd be interesting, this Burnley lineup you look at today, Phil, we imagine isn't going to be a million miles off Leicester.
Or Sheffield United.
Well, Sheffield United's a different kettle of fish. It's an interesting one, Sheffield United, because, you know, when you look back to the European competitions where we switched the teams around when we were playing in the early competitions, I don't know what he'll do for Sheffield. Does he go strong? Does he go a mix of putting the young lads in?
Well, before today, I thought last game before the start of the season, he would start with his strongest side, and that was going to be Sheffield United. But maybe this has surprised us a little bit.
Leicester's the start of the season, isn't it?
Yes,
Sheffield's the start of the season in some ways, but I think they will see that as another, almost like the final warm-up for the season in some respects.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting how strong he goes with Sheffield. He tends to go sort of a good mix, doesn't he? But
5 or 6 changes,
But generally, we don't have what you would call a backup squad.
No, squad in depth. No, we haven't got that depth really, have we? And that needs to be sorted perhaps before the end of the transfer window. Here's Goodmanson, started well, hooks it back for Westwood. Westwood into the Marítimo half, uses Goodmanson. Goodmanson inside again for Westwood. Uses Tarkowski.
I think we're all hoping Cheltenham come through the other tie if we can win ours, don't we?
Rather than Millwall.
I don't fancy Wednesday night at Millwall.
No, I agree. but it would be the following week, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nuno gets possession back. Good interception here from Brownhill.
Very agile, so mobile, isn't he? Is Josh Brownhill?
Yes, he is. He's an athlete.
Real legs in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, real athlete. You know, the stats will be interesting compared to Westwood and Cork.
And it's a big season for him in some ways. You know, he had to bide his time. Probably wasn't sure when he was ever going to get his look in last season, because Cork and Westwood, of course, so consistent as a pairing. But Jack's injury and the uncertainty about his return really opens the door for Josh, I think, this season to come in and stamp his position.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. It's a big opportunity. Did well wide right as well, didn't he, when we came back?
Yeah, but he's a different type of player to Jack altogether, isn't he?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. You see him forward a little bit more, I think. He's got a free kick in
pre-season. It seems to me that he's grown in confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah, here's Goodmanson. Talking about confidence, he started really well.
Talking about big seasons.
Yes, absolutely. He's lost out on the throw, though.
Speaking to Johan last week, he's had a really good summer, which for him is a big thing, because
I think so.
You know, for the last 2 seasons, he's literally been carrying
stop-start.
So to not go to Iceland, I think, was a big statement of intent on his part. To stay here, to work hard, and hopefully, touch wood, you know, this year we get a big year out of Johan, because he's such a key player down this right hand side if he's fit. When we had to fit Jeff in there, and we never quite had that sort of out and out right-sided midfielder. Johan just gives you that width, natural width.
Yes, great crosser as well.
Gets a choke on his boots, doesn't he? Likes to cut back on his left foot, in swinging crosses. He's got it in his armoury.
Let's hope. Charlie Taylor just tuck that back inside for McNeil. Uses Tarkowski, back again for McNeil. Bit of space now for the youngster. Swings on a ball, can't find Rodriguez. It's deflected off him though to Taylor. Taylor a little bit forward for Rodriguez again, but loses out again. Marítimo strong, competitive, working hard. Here's Kleber just to knock it back to his central defenders. Kleber will get another touch. Uses his man again. On in turn for Bambok. It's gone back to the keeper. Bambok tends to play in front of the central defenders. He's between them now. Collects it once more. Beckons people to him. Former Sparta Rotterdam player Bambok. It's wide again for Nuno. Right hand side. Again knocked inside and a little bit sloppy, but they come away with the ball. The space for China down this left hand side. Bardsley's got it covered. Heads it back to Pope, nice and safely. Pope rolls it out for Bardsley again, and Bardsley breaking into the Marítimo half. Here's Goodmanson ahead of him, looking to tease his man now. Goodmanson looking to drive forward. Comes Back checks back, uses Bardsley, crossing from Bardsley's good. Looking for McNeil, wins the header and scores. Dwight McNeil. A really good header at the back post. Played 15 minutes. Good cross in from Bardsley. And there was McNeil with the header beyond the keeper. Burnley have got the lead. Burnley 1, Marítimo 0.
Stole in behind the far post. A beautiful cross. I mean, Johan could have crossed the ball there, but cut it back to Phil Bardsley. And Phil's got a lovely right foot, you know, when he can swing a ball like that. Just arced it to the far post. It was a very square Marítimo line, I have to say. But Dwight came in on the blind side. Nice little header back into the bottom corner. Clarets lead.
One thing with Dwight, I mean, he's been fantastic for us, played 60 Premier League games, possibly doesn't score enough goals.
I think he'll admit that himself.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
I think he'll admit that, you know, and when he comes down the centre, he's always a threat, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a
yeah,
hammer
great
of a
shot
foot.
on him, yeah. But it's that type of situation, ghosting in perhaps. Won the header, past the keeper. Really comfortable finish. Burnley have got a lead, a deserved lead, I think, on the balance of play. Back to Charles. He vies for that position normally with the Iranian keeper Amir. Charles got the nod today. Free kick for Marítimo, centre of the park. Bambok looking to take it, just touches it forward.
And you should be able to see that goal very shortly on our social channels.
Yeah, very good. Westwood
I'm
for
getting a
Wood.
thumbs up from Alex to our left who's on it.
But Marítimo on the attack. Correa, edge of the box, has a shot from distance. That's not going to test Nick Pope, well wide of the target. I mean, what I would say, I mean, people are going to be disappointed that we've only brought in the one signing, or the one first team signing at this stage, Darren, but we've got a strong first 11.
Yeah, it won't be enough.
No,
you
it
know,
won't
it
be
won't be
enough.
enough. And we did the media day last week, and it's interesting that Chris Wood 2 or 3 times in his interview
Yes.
stressed the
Honest.
fact that, you know, can we compete in cups? Probably not with this strength of squad.
No.
You know, so and Sean himself has admitted, you know, we know we need players. You know, we need players. The one thing I'd say as a Burnley fan, we never get them early. So it does,
No, it's
not,
that's a
it's
real
nothing we should be
frustration.
surprised about.
No.
But with a season a week away, you would hope for some action in the next week. 3 weeks is it to the end of the window, I think, Phil?
Yes.
4
yes.
rounds again
Yeah,
before the window
yeah,
closes. You know, clearly it's a frustrating one. But as ever, the club will be working on deals. They'll be trying to get people over the line. There's never nothing going on, if that's a double negative. But there's always something going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But getting them across the line sometimes at this club is a little bit trickier. We don't pay the top wages. We don't pay the top
fees. No.
There's usually a competition for those players, so
Yeah. Yep.
not making excuses.
Watch this space,
but
I think.
we are what we are.
Indeed.
And we are where we are.
We're one up as we are. So René Santos gets it back to Charles. Ball forward. Kevin Long to win the header. Gudmundsson can't just reach that. China wins it. Nods it back. Work here for Africa over his head. Gets it away. Gudmundsson good touch back for Bardsley. It was his cross that led to the McNeil goal. Ball forward, but ambitious from Westwood. Gudmundsson was perhaps just not on his toes, but he's created pressure. That ball's been knocked out of play and it'll be a Burnley throw. Right hand side with Phil Bardsley. Got the nod ahead of Matt Lodge, and that just gives you the impression maybe he's got the right back berth for the start of the season. Wood to looking for Rodriguez with a shot. Hooked it
Saved
wide. Saved it, the keeper Charles, to be fair, hasn't he? Got to his left hand side. Good layoff from Wood. He might have been fouled in the process, but a good chest on. Rodriguez, good effort.
I might say it early doors, Phil, but if Burnley really wanted, this probably could be any score.
Well,
It does look to be a gulf between the sides.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure it's the strongest Marítimo side. They've had 1 or 2 visa problems, I understand. McNeil to deliver this corner now. Swings it in. Charles under pressure. Parries it. He's been fouled. Peter Banks with the whistle. Chris Wood was trying to convert at the back post without using his arms. Proved difficult. Free kick anyway. Marítimo, middle of the parks. Wide for Fabio China, just hooks it down the line. Busy side, not the biggest of sides, I don't think. Here's Bambok again, just to hook it back to the centre backs. Not sure the centre backs really wanted it. Here's Africo, will just knock it back to his keeper Charles. Poor clearance from him. It sort of flicked on, and this will fall here for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson to touch it on for Westwood, clips it forward, Rodriguez leaves it. Oh, and I'm not sure.
I think
Chris
Gerard
was
may
ready.
have been offside when he left it. It's a lovely ball from Westy, because about 25 yards from goal, dead central, Ashley Westwood, I thought at first he was shaping to try and art one in the top corner, but he dinked it over the last defender. Gerard Rodriguez may have been offside, but he stood under it, waiting for Chris Wood behind him. And I think Chris Wood thought Jay was going to go for it and missed the ball, and it turned out to be
they stopped
a bit of
each other.
misunderstanding.
Pull back here by McNeil, but we're playing on because Marítimo have got the ball. Gutain trying to drive through the middle. It's going to be left for the keeper, Pope. Rafik Gutain has impressed so far. He's joined them on loan from Rennes. Was it Le Havre? The number 7 seemed to have got a lot of the ball already. Bardsley to touch that forward. Here's Westwood on his chest. Done well with that. Looking early for Wood, but Wood had stalled his run. Didn't want to be offside. It's gone through to the keeper, Charles. Played 20 minutes. Burnley leading here by a goal to 0. Dwight McNeil with the goal. A rare header, I think I can say. Nuno back here for René Carlos. Back to the keeper, Charles. In the D. Charles looking for movement ahead of him. They have got their top scorer from last season on the bench, Rodrigo Pino, former Braga centre forward. Wouldn't be surprised if he played some parts. Jefferson's fouled here by Kevin Long. It is in the Marítimo half. Long had followed him all that way, stopping him turning, and Jefferson Bassana's got a cheap free kick in the end. Marítimo with it. Back again for Charles. On in turn for René Carlos. That's a touch on looking for Wood. Good cover here though from Africo. Africo keeping in play just. But they are pressured. Burnley applying the pressure well here. Ball into the middle for Gudmundsson to chase. He'll get there, Gudmundsson, and finishes it. No, the keeper saved it with his legs. Good work from the keeper in the end. Unorthodox save, but saved it well, and that'll be another corner.
Marítimo all over the place at the back. Just can't seem to get the ball clear, and when it cannoned off his own man, the clearance, it just fell for Johan Gudmundsson right in the centre of the penalty area. Took one touch, went for the far corner, keeper stuck a leg out, somehow made the save.
McNeil with the ball to the back post, saved again by Charles. It was Tarkowski with the header. Really good crossing. Tarkowski won a good header, but Charles has made a good save there. A couple of really good saves from the Brazilian keeper. This will break for Charlie Taylor. Taylor hooks it forward. Rodriguez under it, but can't win the header. And Marítimo have got themselves a little bit of pressure. Big chances for Burnley. Burnley very close. Keeper's done well there for me on both occasions. Once with his legs and then saving from Tarkowski's header. Looking to spread it wide here for China. Still in his own half. Bardsley applying the pressure. Again, Edgar Costa just to get a 1-2 going into the centre circle now. Edgar Costa, when gets up, he's looking for options wide right. Uses his man. Burnley just getting in a good shape. China left hand side. He looked to get the cross in here. Good delivery. Header one. It's got deflected off a Burnley player. Can Charlie Taylor prevent the corner? No, he hasn't. Marítimo's first corner of the afternoon on that far side.
And should you wish to see the opening goal, it's now on our social channels.
Yeah, Dwight McNeil's header. But meanwhile, corner on that far side for Marítimo. Plenty up here. Centre backs will be a danger here. It's gone short. Westwood's miscued that behind for another corner.
Those wraps behind the goal don't help you get the ball back a bit quicker.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, bounced off, didn't they? Back into play almost.
Some of those due to be replaced in the coming week. All clubs have been asked if they want to update their wraps ahead of the new season. So some of those will be updated.
I'd rather have fans.
Sure. Oh, without a question.
Everybody
without
thinks
a question.
Swung in. Burnley've got a touch away. Here's Westwood.
Some clubs have even got the actual fans on the wraps, I see.
Yes, they look quite good. Gudmundsson under pressure, knocked over, halfway line. Left-hand side. Free kick for Burnley, looking to take it quickly. Player in the way. Taylor across to come and take it. Here's Wood, ball inside. Africo's won that. Looks it wide, left-hand side. China to help it on. For Edgar Costa. Skipper just looking to spread it. Easy one for Charlie Taylor on his chest. Back to his keeper, Pope. Here's Kevin Long. Burnley in that all-black away strip that's been revealed today. Back with Westwood. Uses Kevin Long. Right-hand side of the central two. Uses Tarkowski. Here's Dwight McNeil, the scorer. Back again for Tarkowski. Westwood to collect it. Halfway line, now into the opposing half. Uses Goodmanson. On for Bardsley. Here's Westwood. Under pressure, Westwood uses Brownhill. On in turn for McNeil. Taylor available left-hand side and found. Good ball. Taylor collects it nicely. Uses McNeil, but it's behind him. It's unfortunate. Didn't quite work out. Kleber comes away with the ball for the Portuguese side. On that right-hand side. Back here with Nuno. Uses René Santos. On for Lucas Africo. And here's China. Just to touch it back again. Patient stuff from Marítimo. It's somewhat a 4-1-4-1 system for them, with Bambot playing in the holding role. He's now behind the centre-backs. Ball forward's nice. Helped on here by Edgar. China to get across him, looking to tease Pope. Easy take for the keeper. Easy take for Nick Pope.
In bright orange today, Nick.
Yep.
Also, wouldn't be able to wear the green with the Marítimo kit. The green's the first choice goalkeeper kit, but the orange is rather nice. I like it.
It is. There was always a thinking though. You don't want to be spotting keepers a long way off. I remember Peter Shilton getting criticised for wearing all white once. Keegan lobbed him, and the inference was that Keegan could see him from a distance where he was. I'm not sure that applies anymore, does it?
You should just wear green then, shouldn't
Just
you?
wear green.
All green.
Yeah.
Never harmed Alan Stevenson.
He didn't.
In fact, he never wore gloves. Did he ever wear?
He did later on in his career, didn't
remember
he?
Alan Stevenson
Yeah,
wearing
later on in
gloves.
his career. Yeah. Yeah, there were no gloves early on, were there?
Abiding image of Alan Stevenson in the 70s is just waving the ball past the post.
Yeah. I don't remember it going in when he did that, though, did it? To be fair, here's Kevin Long. Uses Ashley Westwood. Burnley leading here by a goal to 0. 27 minutes played. Burnley 1, Marítimo 0. Westwood once more. Into the opposing half. Uses Bards. It was his cross that led to the goal. He's touched it back inside. Here's Brownhill. Tarkowski picked up a position left-hand side. On for McNeil. McNeil to spread it. Nice ball. Barsley's done well to take that down, to be fair. Swings it in right-footed, looking for Wood. Header away momentarily. Burnley can't win the next ball. Here's Costa. Done well with it, Edgar Costa. Spreads it wide for Nuno.
So pleased we brought Phil Bardsley back with that new deal, because I still think he's got stuff to offer. Phil Bardsley at full-back. He's such a competitor.
Fit lad, it must be a fit
and
lad.
he's a proper Burnley player, I think.
Yeah.
Leaves everything, puts everything and leaves nothing out there.
You do wonder if that's an area Burnley would look to strengthen,
I'm
though.
sure he will. Yeah, I mean, Matt Lowton and him, I think, personally, I think those two provide competition for another year, and then you look. I'm not sure.
There's very little in it, I think. I think perhaps Phil Bardsley better defensively, Matt Lowton better going forward. I don't know.
Wouldn't argue with that.
Here's McNeil, looks for Wood. In the D, Chris Wood, trying to take it down. He's crowded out. Marítimo have done well there.
Didn't have the support there, Chris.
No,
Wood.
he
got
needed
the
a
ball
layoff,
down,
didn't he?
Yeah.
Bardsley had that back for Long, and Long back in turn for the keeper, Pope.
I'm not so sure Nick Pope's going to get much action today. Might get frostbite.
Oh, it's a windy one, isn't it? Here's Goodmanson, right-hand side, looking to tease his man. He's just got Wood in the middle. He's looking for him, though. Ball in there. They've got in a mess, the two in the middle. Might here fall for McNeil again. McNeil trying to take it down on his right foot. Looks to the referee. Referee's not interested. Clearance from Marítimo. Found Jefferson. Jefferson trying to link play. But it's going to break for Burnley with Goodmanson.
Just couldn't bring it down there, Dwight McNeil. He got himself in a good position.
Yeah.
His first touch was good, but unfortunately, overrunning the ball slightly. He ended up goal side of the ball, and when he tried to spin with it, couldn't quite retrieve it.
Westwood's done well. Right, a challenge on for Goodmanson. Left hand side, McNeil. Taylor's there now, just stalled his run to stop him getting offside. Back inside here for Brownhill. Brownhill on for Goodmanson. Back for Brownhill. Matt Francis' shot here. He's clipped it towards the keeper. Comfortable save. Got a shot on him. Just wondered if he tried to lift it over the keeper there. Comfortable enough.
Very fluid though, Burnley in the minute, aren't they?
It's been good. It's been good so far. You know, Marítimo are a decent side. We do know, so obviously Porto, Benfica, Sporting Lisbon do dominate in Portugal. But they've been in the top flight for so many years now, Marítimo. And here's China. Just got away from Bardsley, and Bardsley's just caught him. That'll be a free kick. Left-hand side. China not to his feet yet. And not happy. The skipper, Edgar Costa. Another referee deliberate, caught him. China will pick himself up here. Carrera's placed the ball. Free kicks, 25, 28 yards from the Burnley goal. Burnley leading here by a 1-0. It's going to be Carrera to deliver. Left-footed, swings it in. Deep one, looking towards the back post. Oh, it's just bounced off Taylor. Bit of spin, I think. Taylor was trying to leave it. Bounced off, went off his midriff and behind for their third corner of the game. Everybody back for Burnley. 31 minutes on the watch. Got to watch the centre-backs here. René Santos was swung in towards him. Didn't connect with the header. Shot from distance here from Carrera. Didn't trouble Nick Pope. Iron wide. Goal kick for Burnley. Just to recap, Burnley on Thursday play Sheffield United at home. 5:30 kick-off. Carabao Cup second round tie. The winners of that will play either Millwall or Cheltenham away. Burnley's Premier League season starts a week on Sunday. The Clarets away at Leicester. And that's a 7 o'clock kick-off.
Dare I say we've got the short straw with the kick-off times?
We do. Before you came up, I said that. We just get the blunt edge, don't we? The kick-off times.
This season, the longer this goes on, you can only imagine the times and days we'll be kicking off. It's football, but not as we know it.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Great ball.
That's a great ball here. Nuno just behind the defence, goes into the box. Tarkowski across, wins the challenge. There'll be another corner.
Terrific challenge from James Tarkowski. Spotted the danger so early, got himself across, made his body big, flat, made a great tackle. Concedes a corner, and that's another corner for these guys. They're racking them up now.
Times those challenges well.
Tarkowski he's just just on top of his game, isn't he?
Yeah,
has been for so long now.
That's why Burnley will do everything they can to keep him, I think. Swung in. Burnley half get the header away. Might still fall in there, but Westwood's nicked it, and Westwood will look to counter-attack now. What's he got with him? Looks to use Goodmanson. Goodmanson's good at this. Goodmanson looking to try and release the ball, but he's found China. Missed kick from him. Works out in the end for them, just about. And they'll look to build from the back.
Problem there is when Westwood picked the ball up 25 yards up, he was the furthest Burnley player forward. As he broke with the ball, he was desperate for some support. Jay made the run down the right-hand side. Jay peeled away from his defender. Johan went left, and when Johan tried to find Jay with the crossfield ball, he just got crowded out of it. The chance had gone, but it was a good half chance there. If he'd found Jay, it would have been clear through, I think, from the halfway line.
Jefferson with the layoff. Spread wide here. Can't find Carrera. Interception was from McNeil. McNeil and Goodmanson have switched. McNeil central though at the minute. McNeil just holds off the challenge. Uses Westwood. Here's Brownhill. 11 minutes to half time.
Sorry, it was a great line from Chris Wood in midweek when he said that when he heard Dwight wasn't in the 21s, he thought he'd been called up to the England squad. Not left out the 21s completely for no reason.
Yeah, it's another one, isn't it? A real baffler. You know, I said at the time, you'll not find anybody in that squad with 11 Premier League assists.
And played every game.
And played every game of last season, yeah. That just seemed a strange one. Adi Boothroyd,
well,
that just seemed a strange one.
It's another one, Phil. If he's playing
Taylor's on the chase here, but the keeper gets
If he's
there.
playing at any of the big clubs, which he will eventually, he's in the squad automatically.
Yeah.
I do think we are tarred with a brush.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
Hudson-Odoi came down from the full squad, didn't he? And Saka.
Maybe indirectly, because we have
From
had people
Arsenal.
called up, so I don't want to, as
No,
Sean Dyche say, you don't want to
There's
cry
a
in
long
too
list.
much.
There's a long list.
But it is perplexing how
I think so.
certain players didn't make it.
Tarkowski just to tidy up here. Helps it on.
Burnley's back four have been
For Bardsley.
really, really solid so far.
Yeah, that young lad Jefferson's not really had any joy.
And Kevin Long's another one, Kevin Long could be in for a spell at the start of the season if Ben's not fit, couldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Knocked over here, Wood.
He's another one with another big season ahead of him.
Bambock just knocked him over, just outside the box. Bardsley was up with that attack. Thinks about a quick free kick.
Who's going to take this? Got to be Westy or Dwight, surely. Right-hand corner of the penalty area.
The referee's going to mark out the wall, I think.
Westy with the outswinger, Dwight with the inswinger. Take your pick.
It is, 3 yards outside the 18-yard box.
Maybe a little wide to go for goal, do you think?
I don't think McNeil's showing too much interest, is it? So it leads me to believe Westwood's going to take it. Wood's in an offside position at the moment. The wall's been marked out.
I think Dwight's going to have a go.
Do you? Yeah, looks more interested all of a sudden, doesn't he? 3 in the wall. Kevin Long's trying to block the keeper's view. Yes, McNeil has a hit. Just skied it. I think that was a decoy, trying to not look that interested. And in the end, too much on it. Over the bar. Well over the bar in the end. Burnley remain 1-0 in the lead.
There's 9 minutes to the break. Sean Dyche will be delighted with what he's seen so far, though, Phil. He's
just probably wanted another goal.
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
The only caveat you throw onto that is you're not quite sure the level of opposition you're playing today.
No.
But you're limited in who you can get this weekend, even unless you're Aston Villa.
Play Manchester United.
Which is a strange one, but
I saw that last night, and let me tell you, I wasn't very happy. That is ridiculous, Darren.
But you are. Oh, here we go.
There's Goodmanson through the middle.
The
defenders knocked it back to Charles.
The options weren't great. I think Scottish Championship side, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then you looking at some of the international sides who are getting close to starting themselves.
Yeah, and we've got all sorts of problems with the world
and
in general.
Flying is not the best.
Yeah. So
it's been a tricky one.
Thanks to Marítimo for coming, I think.
But Matt Williams has pulled a plum out.
He has.
Could have been Marítimo away. That would have been better.
I've been. It's very nice.
It
Yeah,
I've been there. I've been Madeira.
Yeah, I've been there. Anyway.
Floating garden.
Yes, it's a fantastic place, isn't it? Ball forward all the way through to Nick Pope.
Anyway, we
comfortable
digress.
enough. We do. Burnley leading by a goal to 0. Dwight McNeil with that goal. Header. Tarkowski with the ball forward. Finds McNeil. Flicks it on. Wood trying to flick it on in turn. Can't get the ball back to McNeil. And driving forward. Ball forward. And they'll just try and break the Burnley defence here. Can Taylor get back? He can. Stabs it back. Good work. Was Costa trying to get behind the Burnley defence. Brownhill will do well to keep this in play. Hasn't done. It'll be a throw to Marítimo. Bit of a tumble for Bardsley, sorry.
Nearly ended up in the lower tier of the Hargreaves, didn't it,
Yeah,
Phil?
yeah. And there's not a lot of grass on the side there, is there? And he just had a tumble. Everything's fine, no worries. Here's Jefferson. Bardsley nicks it off him, just to prove he's fine and dandy. Back here with Kevin Long. Ball forward, finds Rodriguez. Trying to flick it on, can't find his man.
Keep the ball. Tried a little flick and go there, Jay.
Yeah.
Missed the flick.
Could have collected it and turned, I think. Again, ball forward. Nice from Costa. Helps it wide for Nuno. Who's he got in the middle? Looking again towards Edgar Costa. Tarkowski to get it forward. Wood's caught here, so it'll be a free kick. Inside the Burnley half. 7 minutes to half time. The Clarets leading by a goal to 0. No hurry to take the free kick. Brownhill will leave it for Tarkowski. Good run here from Rodriguez, just peeling away left-hand side. Defender Rene Santos had read it, wins the header, out for a throw.
Have you familiarised yourself with the rule changes this season yet?
There's
several rule changes.
There is a few, isn't there? VAR's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll be seeing the monitor used a little bit more. Here's Goodmanson, operating right-hand side, uses Bardsley. Westwood to take it on. Just to recap, no Ben Mee today, no Ashley Barnes or Jack Coke. Coke certainly won't make the start of the season. Here's McNeil driving through the middle. Looked helping on for Wood. Goodmanson will collect. Uses Bardsley. Bardsley to get the ball and it's blocked by the defender. McNeil wins the header. Rodriguez first time. Ooh, just wide of the target. Wood got out of the way of it. Would have been offside, I think, but wide of the target anyway. And you just wonder why Burnley haven't added to their advantage. Very, very close with Rodriguez.
Listen, on chances created, Burnley could have been 3 or 4 up by now comfortably. That was a reasonable chance, you know. It's fallen to Jay on his good foot, 18 yards out, maybe slightly less on the volley. Just pulled it too much, just dragged it too more, I think. But Burnley played really well.
They have played well.
It's hard to fault them at the minute. You know, they look
good movement, isn't there?
Great movement down the left with Charlie and with Dwight. Johan's been lively down the right with Phil Bardsley. The centre two in midfield have been really industrious and mobile. Front two have been lively. Back four have been solid. Nick Pope's not touched the ball.
He hasn't.
Apart from that.
No, Bambock has just fouled Chris Wood. Burnley free kick. Here's Goodmanson driving forward. Oh, just got caught there. That looked a little awkward. Bang to the back of the ankle. There's an apology from the Marítimo player. But he felt that. Goodmanson just staying down for the minute. He's okay though.
It goes in your mouth when Johan goes down, doesn't it?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's China just caught it. It was a bang to the ankle. Just picks himself up. Still feeling it. Free kicks right hand side. A good 35 yards from goal plus. Westwood's placed it. Goodmanson still hobbling. Just a bang to the back of the ankle. Westwood to swing in towards the far post, looking for Kevin Long. There's a player on the floor. Deemed a push. Bit of afters there.
I think
don't want to say that to you in a friendly.
I think Torquay's knocked over the big lad at the back, and he's done a runner as Torquay. He's back on the halfway line. By the time the lad gets up and starts looking for him,
Reddy Santos.
Kevin Long was the peacemaker.
I think he was trying to be, and I think Reddy Santos maybe sort of had a bit of a waft out at him. Comes to nothing. Everybody's calmed down. It is only a friendly. Burnley throw. Free kick went straight out of play. 3 minutes remain. Westwood looking for Charlie Taylor.
He must have a pass completion rate in the 90%. Westwood in the first half. He's found his man every time,
isn't he? A really tidy player. Here's Rodriguez from Westwood. Helped on for Brownhill. Back again here for McNeil. Had a good half, McNeil. Looks to spread it for Goodmanson.
Great ball.
Goodmanson take it down. Good vision from McNeil. Goodmanson driving inside now. Uses Westwood. Clips the ball in. Looking for Wood. He's offside. Save from the keeper anyway. Looked a decent save from Charles.
Not sure it was meant for Wood, you know. It's a great cross again from Bardsley. And the Marítimo defence do like a high line. And I think Woody was slightly on the offside position. But Jay was coming in, steaming in behind him. If Woody had ducked out the way or left it, I think Jay would have had a real chance. But Woody took the header on. Up went the flag.
Yeah, they're moving up at will, aren't they, almost?
They are having a high line, which is not really helping them, I don't think.
Not against a side that can whip in a cross, a decent cross. It's back with Bambock. He spreads it wide here for China. Good header on, but this is Kevin Long's. Done well there. Here's Goodmanson, halfway line. Goodmanson driving forward. Brownhill to help it on for Westwood. You'll use Bardsley, right-hand side. Creator of the goal, only goal so far. Here's Westwood again. Ball forward to find Wood. Right hand side. Kiwi International back for Westwood again. He'll look to try and get a ball in here. He's looking for Rodriguez. Too much on the cross this time. Gone through to Charles. He's been busy. A couple of really good saves. One with his legs, and that's a diving save to deny Tarkovsky's header. It's with Bambock again.
Is he Charles or Silva? Charles Silva or Silva Charles?
Well, do you really want to know? It's Charles Marcelo de Silva.
Okay.
To give
down
him his
as
full
Charles
names.
Silva on the team sheet.
I'm calling it. It's Charles.
You're on first name terms?
I am. Yeah, I am. It's the way, isn't it? Some of these Brazilian
It's with some of them names, definitely.
It's the way, isn't it? Jairzinho, Pele. In the past, Dunga. He's down as Charles on their website. I'm happy with Charles. For a kick for Burnley inside the centre circle. Marítimo half with Westwood. Tarkowski's gone forward, looking to win the header, does, but that'll be over the bar. Running onto it, just couldn't keep it down.
A couple of ways of looking at friendlies like this, Phil. The level of opposition, I know we're saying they may not be at the strongest. I know they've had a few visa issues with players coming in, but with the level of opposition and the disparity between the sides is as it has been in the first half, it's great. You can look at it one or two ways. Burnley have had so much possession. They're getting lots of touches. Everybody's getting in the game.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting the yardages in because they're always on the move. You know, on the other hand, do you gain a false perspective?
Because Burnley won't have that level of possession in the Premier League.
No. But if it's a fitness exercise, which to all intents and purposes friendlies are, then I think Sean Dyche, as the half-time whistle blows, will be pretty delighted with that first half. Must have been 75% possession, I would have said, by the Clarets. Created numerous chances. Probably should have been at least 2 goals, if not more, ahead.
Yeah, plenty of chances.
Everybody's fit, nobody's injured. Ticks all boxes first half.
It does. Yeah, the goal on 15 minutes was a really good, well-worked goal. Goodmanson back to Bardsley, great cross. McNeil ghosted in, won the header, no chance for the keeper. The keeper's done well. 2 or 3 really good saves from him, one with his legs from Goodmanson, and then almost immediately after, saved well from Tarkowski. The keeper's looked impressive, and he's probably kept the score down so far. Nick Pope will be the last to leave the pitch. He's had very, very little to do. Burnley leading by a goal to nil. Dwight McNeil with that goal on 15 minutes. You know, if that is the 11 that starts at Leicester, I tell you what, it's a strong 11.
Yeah. You may need squad players, you may need players to strengthen your squad, but when you look at that 1 to 11, you know, you'd be happy with that, I think, going to Leicester. Not an easy start by all means.
No, tough, isn't it?
A tough start at their first home game. But, you know, when you go to these places, the bigger clubs, they haven't got... they've got the papers. When you go to these big clubs and they haven't got the fans behind them, there is an advantage. There is an advantage for the away teams, I think, Phil. You're not going into a cauldron.
They're your sheets, by the way.
All right, that's okay. I'll pen them down. You're not going into a cauldron, are you? So I think that will help Burnley going to Leicester with no fans there.
Yeah, I thought we played well there last year.
Well,
we lost in controversial style, didn't we? We thought we'd got an equaliser with Chris Wood, but I think we were a little bit harshly done by there last season.
But the start of the season when the fixtures came out, when you had Man United home, Leicester away, you know, you can quite easily look at those and think we could be no points with 2 games gone.
Yeah. Southampton home, Southampton tough one. They won 9 away last season.
I'm not sure Man United away being postponed was the worst thing in the world to start.
No.
It just means it's a slightly easier start, shall we say, and easy is a glib word to throw around in this league, but it's certainly less of a challenging start than it might have been.
Yeah. One player that's absent today is the skipper, Ben Mee. He's well on his way back, and he spoke to the media earlier this week.
Cool, let's get this going. I guess the polite question with the thigh injury and Sean telling us that you might be sort of struggling for the start of the season is to ask you how you are.
I'm okay. I mean, I'm out on the grass doing a bit of running, just sort of hoping it settles down, you know, sooner rather than later, and going off how I'm feeling really, and just trying to get back into training as soon as possible.
Touch and go for the Premier League start, or
yeah, you know, it's coming around fast. I mean, next week, obviously the week, you know, postponement has helped us. It's helped me personally. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to work hard to get back involved and first and foremost to get back into training.
And in terms of this pre-season, I mean, it's pretty compressed, but you guys have already shown, not just Burnley, but the other clubs in the Premier League, resilience is going to be the story of 2020, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, and we have that in abundance at our club. You know, that was shown after the lockdown period in the games after that, and I think we need to carry that on and carry that form on and show what we're about again.
One of the things you have done in pre-season is extended your contract. I mean, how excited are you at the kind of trajectory the club's going on?
Yeah, brilliant. You know, we've had a great run the last couple of years. You know, 2 top 10 finishes in the past 3 years. It's fantastic, and you know, we're moving forward as a club, and I'm excited because, you know, to see where the club's come from, to see where it can go, and it can improve even more, and we can sort of get better as a club. You know, position-wise, we'll do well to break into any further. But it's a challenge, but the club is progressing, and the group of players we've got, great bunch of lads, and it's enjoyable, and I'm really pleased that I've got another year after this one, and it keeps it going.
I guess that there is a lesson to be learned perhaps from last season, is not leaving everything to be done to the end of the season.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I guess if there's a lesson from last season, it was, I think, 3 wins from the first 3 months. It left you with a lot of catching up to do, which you did well, but starting better would be an advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't want to sort of leave yourself with too much to do, definitely. But we have this habit of going on runs, and when we're good, we're very good, and having that momentum. We seem to roll into games, when we're confident and playing well and working hard for each other. We seem to go on these runs that prove well for us, and it'd be nice to start off with a good few wins, good few results, and move on from there and see where we can go, rather than have to, like you say, play catch up.
That was skipper Ben Mee speaking earlier this week. I get the impression he's not too far away, Darren.
You'd hope not, fingers crossed. He's had a couple of problems at the back end of seasons, as Ben, hasn't he? But yeah, hopefully over the worst of it now, and keen to get back, because we don't want to be sat with you this season, he said.
I don't blame him, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, has your chance of playing Thursday, do you think?
Might come too early.
Do you think? Yeah.
I think Ben will know himself, and Ben won't rush himself back, because Ben will know, he's getting older now, is Ben? He's need to take care of your body a little bit more. But again, he'll need to be Dyche fit.
Yeah.
And they'll miss Ben. I mean, he's such a leader of men. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I think and thought of Ben Mee at the back end of last season. Not just the Black Lives Matter and everything that went on at Manchester City, but the fact that we knew he was playing while he had a daughter desperately ill, desperately premature in the hospital, and he said that in his press speaking, that was football's release from that. But how do you compartmentalise that? Because that is a matter of life and death, and to just play on and put in the performances he was putting in and speak as he did during that tough spell, he's right on the with Stephen Caldwell, Graham Alexander, Michael Duff, Ben Mee, 4 of the best pros we've ever had here in my book, in my eyes.
And good news that his daughter Olive is back home now. Really
back home,
good news.
Jackson, they're I think he might be about 18 months, 2 years old now. Jackson, the brother, got to hold Olive for the first time. I mean,
that's an incredible story, isn't it?
She was born right at the start of lockdown.
Yeah, incredible. And he signed a contract extension, so we've got that as well with the skipper. So some good news there, and let's hope he's back.
Pound for pound, that has to be one of the best signings we've had.
I think so. Yeah, came at the same time as Kieran Trippier. That was a double signing to dream of, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now then, you may have seen on social media earlier today the announcement that Burnley's away kit. Let's take another look.
Beats the ball through, real chance here for Burnley, and it's a chance for Rodriguez. It's Burnley. Oh, what a start to his Burnley career! And impossible, all of a sudden, it is possible. Rodriguez getting away here. What a goal from Jay Rodriguez!
That left foot strike will go down in the annals of history. So for the 2020-21 season, we're heading back to the future. The stylish away kit offers a thoroughly modern look for the new Premier League season. We're also integrating the old club crest worn by past Burnley legends. The kit will be available for purchase from the Claret store on Saturday the 19th of September. I must say, it looks really good. Today,
Black to the future.
Black to the future. Oh, I got you.
Do you get it now?
I get it now. Sorry. I thought it was an error. Sorry about that. Sorry, lads. Sorry, everybody.
What was a typo?
I thought it was a typo. Sorry about that. Now then, I think we can have a look.
Where's a marketing man when you need it?
Goal. I know. No, never in marketing, was it? Now, let's have a look back at that first half, and I think we can take a look at Dwight McNeil's goal. That's Dwight McNeil's header that separates the sides in the first half. Burnley leading Marítimo by a goal to 0. And Burnley will wonder just why they haven't added to that tally, I think. Plenty of chances. Keeper's been very busy. Marítimo keeper's been very, very busy. Just securing everything here. It's a bit of a gale. Will we see numerous changes? Darren, how do you think the manager will play this second half?
You'd have to say probably not. If he feels this is his strongest lineup, he'll be wanting to get some time in the legs, I would have thought. So you'd like to think Robbie Brady will get a bit of game time.
Yes, I was thinking Robbie Brady. Yes, Matty Vidra I was thinking.
But other than that, I don't think so. I don't think we'll see many of the young kids. I think really that they're making the bench up today. But it remains to be seen. I'd be surprised if Bailey got on. Bailey Peacock Farrell. I think Nick will probably get his 90 minutes in his legs today because it's his first year here.
Yeah.
He's been back. Matt Lowton, not so sure. Eric Peters, not so sure. So Robbie Brady and Matty Vidra might be the two you're thinking of.
Yeah, Brady for Goodmanson, I wouldn't be surprised.
Partly because you might want to protect one of his strikers anyway, and Brady for Goodmanson, just to give Brady some time, and also because they're still easing Johan back into it.
Yeah.
To be seen. I wouldn't have thought there'd be half-time changes. I'd be surprised. Usually around about the hour mark. And in these friendlies, sometimes it's an absolute cavalry charge of substitutions, and you lose track.
I'll let you just secret. I don't want too many changes for them. Because I'm going to tell you now, the number 2 on the team sheet isn't the number 2 that's on their website. So, I mean, that tells you sometimes how difficult it is.
There's some good Scrabble scores on their bench.
There is. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, they've been in that top division for many a season, so they've obviously done okay. Best ever finish was 5th. They were 11th last season. So they're no mugs, but Burnley, they're better side by some distance in that first half, I think.
Absolutely. It must be, they probably hold their own, I would have thought. Sometimes you've got all the teams have to travel to Madeira to play the games. That must be an advantage to them, I would have thought, travelling off the mainland.
I like that first game of the season, don't you? Travelling from Madeira to the Azores.
Yeah, you'd have a bit of that, wouldn't you? Don't mind playing in the Maldivian League, that'd be quite good.
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it? I don't know if there is such a thing, by the way, but there we are. So, just to recap, the Sheffield United tie, we're looking to try and stream that down.
Yeah, there's a couple of complications that the club needs to overcome along with Sheffield United at the minute, but the signs are pretty good. I think that game will be streamed in some capacity. Details of that, I imagine, will come out early next week.
Yeah.
Following the final consultations with the EFL, but we'll be delighted to sort of bring you that
because we did that at Aberdeen, didn't we? I'm trying to think of a similar example. We did that at Aberdeen.
The outside production company that Aberdeen brought in to do a 5 or 6 camera shoot, I think it was, is a similar sort of company that we've looked at for this game here.
Right.
Yeah, you can provide a 6 camera shoot these days relatively inexpensively, but the problem is then, because you've got, without getting into too much detail, it's an EFL competition. You've got the EFL to get involved. It has to be a stream that has to go back to all the broadcasters to have instant access for goals on their shows on the evening. So there are a few little hurdles to overcome. But I would imagine early next week we'll be in a position where we can announce formally that we will be streaming that game. 5:30 as well, which is probably about the earliest we could have done it, I think.
Yeah, on a work night.
On a work night to get people watching it. You know, it's I suppose there's a bit of a, people will be bearing in mind the players might want it to be a little bit earlier in the evening rather than an evening kickoff.
I mean, we're playing at Leicester, aren't we? On Sunday.
The natural kick-on from that was that Leicester went to the Sunday. Sheffield United played on the Monday before, so they could enforce the 48.
We're going to see a bit of this, aren't we?
The Premier League. So this is why the match rounds are taking a little bit of a time to get announced in terms of schedules, because there's so many knock-ons from different games, and of course you've got things like the Man United game postponed at the start of the season that we can't then play until later in the season because there isn't any free weeks.
Might be March.
The EFL kicks in for 3 weeks, and before you know it, the Champions League's up and running, and the Europa League.
If we have a run in the League Cup and they have a run in the League Cup, that won't help, will it?
There aren't a lot of free weeks in the calendar in a condensed season, which this one is. So it's made it a little bit trickier, I think. And there's no date for the Man United game even penciled in at this stage.
Somebody out there saying, well, hang on a minute. If United and City weren't playing on the opening week, why didn't we play Aston Villa?
And you'd be absolutely right, Phil. I mean, from my point of view, I don't know why they didn't pair the two Manchester clubs, postpone that fixture, and then 18 Premier League clubs get the season underway, or 16, whatever it's 16, 18, whatever it is. But we could have played Villa here, or at Villa, and got underway when we're expected to get underway. Instead, we've got a twiddle our thumbs for a week because the other team can't play. Seems nonsense to me.
And then they go and play in a friendly. You mentioned that in the first half because you knew that would rattle me.
Well, there are certain things that do rattle you. I mean, my missus got me a box of mince pies at Asda yesterday, and that rattled you because it was only September 17th.
Yeah, it probably did. I'd have had one, man.
Gone through half the box already.
Have you now? We are close to the kick-off at the start of the second half. Oh, well, it's a very cold afternoon at Turf Moor, it must be said.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
No changes for Burnley, as you were. Pope in goal. Bardsley, Tarkowski, Long, Taylor at the back. Gudmundsson, Brownhill, Westwood, McNeil, the scorer in midfield. Rodriguez and Wood up front. Now then, Marítimo. Just looking closely here. We've certainly made one change, Marítimo, because Tumuzo has come on. The lad that's joined them. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't read the number wrong. No, it's Nuno, that. I don't think they've made any changes. It's as you were.
Nobody wants to get off the bench. They've got about 7 layers on.
They're used to 30 to 35 degrees C.
They're all cocooned on the bench. They don't want to come on.
They'll not be venturing out in the Lancashire cold. We are underway in the second half. Burnley leading by 1-0. Header won at the back by Marítimo. Carrera battling with Brownhill, and he's won it here. Carrera just to touch on here for Jefferson, and he'll turn and face the goal. Uses Carrera again, right hand side with Nuno. Go through the Marítimo side in a moment, just having another look to make sure they've not changed anything. It's with Brownhill for the scorer McNeil. Westwood back to Tarkowski, hooks it wide for Taylor. Charlie Taylor at left back, uses McNeil again. Brownhill to take it on. All that was lacking from that first half, where there's another goal or two for Burnley. Played really well at times. Here's Taylor. Oh, got a clip off McNeil's heel. And Marítimo look to bring it forward. It's gone here for the skipper. Edgar Costa looking to get a ball in. Won't test Nick Pope with that. It was neither a shot nor a cross. That'll be a Burnley goal kick. Let's whip through their side. It's Charles in goal. Back four of Nanu, René Santos, Lucas Africo. Just pause as they deal with a problem at the back, and they've done that. Fabio China playing at left back. Holding role for Bambok. Head of him, Carrera, Kleber, Guatain and Costa. Up front is Jefferson. And that's given away at the back. It'll be a Burnley throw.
Before we get underway in the half, 20 intents and purposes, we had a little tweet in there just asking why, if James Tarkowski was listed as the captain, Ashley Westwood's wearing the armband. The simple answer to that is James Tarkowski's on the team sheet as being captain, but Ashley Westwood's the one wearing the armband. So until, of course, the team's kicked off, we weren't to know that.
Both have been captain before, haven't they? So not necessarily surprised that Westwood's skipper. Ball in from Gudmundsson's decent. Header one at the near post, and they'll clear it on the volley. Bardsley to try and nick it. It's back with Gudmundsson. He's been bright in that first half. Gudmundsson again. Right hand side. Back for Bardsley. Looking for the 1-2. Didn't work out. Bardsley tries the challenge, and Marítimo come away with the ball. A foul, I think, from Bardsley. Marítimo not happy. Picks himself up. It's the skipper, isn't it? Edgar Costa had a couple of push and shove. We got their team on a piece of shorthand paper.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, couldn't even read the numbers. Never mind the names.
Sometimes friendlies do.
Are tough. They're tougher than a. Give me a Premier League game.
They don't often have the same structure to them as a Premier League game. To give a little bit of insight, Premier League games, the teams are submitted digitally. They appear on an app. And they appeared 75 minutes before kick-off. They appear automatically on an app that you can then print a team sheet from. Quite often in friendlies, as you said, Phil, they're scrolled on fag packets.
It's Taylor to put the ball in towards the far post. Too much on it. He's usually good at that, Charlie Taylor. Just whipped the crossing too hard beyond Rodriguez.
Written on journalist notepads. It can be in any capacity in some ways. And I suspect that whoever did the team sheet just mistakenly put James down as the captain.
Left hand side with Fabio China. Gudmundsson just intercepts with a header. It'll break free here for Bardsley. Touched on for Westwood. He didn't have much time. They crowded him out and fouled him in the end. Westwood looking to take it quickly. Looks a good partnership, Westwood and Brownhill.
Definitely. We saw that at the end of the last season, though. It's a very burgeoning partnership, but it really grew, I think, towards the end of the season. We had such a good run at the end of last season.
Yeah. Two defeats in 16, wasn't it?
Some
Either
tough
side of
games in
lockdown.
Some tough
Yeah, I mean,
games
take
in there.
Man City away. I'm going to suggest you lose most times, don't you?
You know what? I think we lost there heavily, and I think, if I'm right in saying, for the next 5 or 6 home games during lockdown, City scored 4 and 5.
I know, yeah. Yes, Charlie Taylor, left-hand side, looking to take on Nuno. Back with Tarkowski, whips in a decent cross, looking for Gudmundsson. Might fall here for Rodriguez, couldn't come down for him. He's turned nicely towards the byline, hooks it back in, and in the end Marítimo have just about dealt with it. Westwood to win the next header, gets it wide though for Gudmundsson. Bright start of the second half for him. As I say that, he gives the ball away. Marítimo on the counter with the skipper, Costa. Burnley win it back though through Gudmundsson, that's good to see. Forward for Rodriguez. Trying to break through the middle. Burnley thought that might have been a foul there.
There's been some really good one-touch stuff from Burnley through the middle.
McNeil stayed down. Tarkovsky's intercepted this. Can't find Gudmundsson.
He's getting up his
He's getting up now, isn't he? Rodriguez to collect it. He's thinking of knocking the ball out of play. He has done, hasn't he? McNeil just on his haunches.
There's a lovely bit of graphic design on the away kit launch today. A big nod to Adam Riding, who spotted an old picture of Jay Rodriguez touching the crest on the old shirt and married it with a picture of touching the crest on the new shirt that we had in the archive, and put the two together to sort of symbolise the old crest being with the new crest. Great, lovely bit of stuff.
Here's Wood just to take this ball down. He's got support. Back for McNeil. Left-footed. Wide of the target. It's the advertising holding behind and then bounces against the net. Just for a minute, giving the impression it hit the back of the net, but no, wide of the target. And I just want Dwight to be scoring more goals, and that's an example. Lovely layoff, hit it well, but just wide of the target. Goal kick to the visitors. Keeper Charles with it. Former Vasco da Gama keeper. Do have a lot of Brazilian players in Madeira. Header one at the back by Tarkowski, too strong for Jefferson. Going to be hooked back to the keeper again. Charles with the clearance, right-footed, looking through the middle for Jefferson, battling with Tarkowski. Tarkowski's won it again. Here's Gudmundsson driving forward now. He's got Rodriguez ahead of him, uses him. Bit of support from Westwood. Early ball in, looking for Wood towards the far post, can't reach it. Right idea. Brownhill was up there as well. He's gone behind for a goal kick. Good from Westwood. Good from Burnley. Gudmundsson heavily involved. Rodriguez involved. Burnley will want the second goal. Try and put the game to bed. Bambok just to get it wide. Ball forward, looking for the run of Edgar Costa, but Burnley have intercepted and won it. Gudmundsson again, just uses Rodriguez, gets it once more, but Rodriguez has knocked it out of play. Burnley had a away strip today. Marítimo strip. I think red and green stripes on the front. Green back, white shorts, red socks, bit of everything in there. Burnley throw this time. It's with Gudmundsson. Uses Westwood. Back to the taker Bardsley. Westwood again, inside for McNeil. Uses Long. Long for Tarkowski. Westwood on for Long. Played 19 minutes last Saturday. It was his first pre-season action. That ball's out of play. Crossfield pass behind Charlie Taylor. It'll be a throw with Nuno. Here's René Santos. Uses Bambok, who just gets behind the centre backs. Very defensive midfielder. Back for the keeper Charles. He hooks it forward almost nonchalantly. Header won by Tarkowski. Here's Westwood. Well, given away. Bit sloppy from Burnley. Edgar Costa looking for a Was that a shot?
Was Costa actually trying to chip Nick Pope?
Does he know how tall he is? I think he thought Pope was off his line. He did have a chip, but it was the tamest of efforts that nearly bounced twice in front of Nick Pope. Bizarre little incident. Came to nothing. There's Tarkowski.
He didn't look like he could. He doesn't look like he could kick a ball that far. Never mind trying to chip him.
This has been cheeky. I think he thought the keeper was off his line. That's a nice idea from McNeil, trying to lay it through for Rodriguez. Now then, Marítimo on the attack. He's gone wide on that left-hand side for the skipper, Edgar Costa. Coming inside, has a ball into the middle, easy one for Pope. Pope will kick this out of his hands. I was expecting their top scorer from last season, Rodrigo Pino, to play a part. But we've gone into the second half. 9 minutes into the second half, not seen him yet. Offside here from Chris Wood, I think, coming back from an offside position. Peter Banks explains.
Plays on that shoulder so often, Chris, and sometimes he just gets on the wrong side of it, doesn't he? I know there's people make a bit of a joke of Chris and being offside, but by playing that line, that gets him so many of his goals.
Yes, yeah. He's playing the margins, I guess, isn't he?
And there was a goal last season that if it had been allowed, it would have been probably the goal of the season, which was the cross and McNeil.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? Marítimo on the attack. China looking to come inside, but well done, Kevin Long. Stood firm, won the challenge. Yeah, it was a peach of a cross, wasn't it, from McNeil?
And a great header.
And it was margins. There was very little in it. He's celebrating the next celebration. He's indicating VAR, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here's Carrera coming in from the right-hand side, wearing 8. Helps it on for the skipper, Edgar Costa. Guttain just to help it on. Here's Jefferson. Gutwain's gotten down.
Gone into the brick wall that is Josh Brown and all that.
I think so. Touched on by Carrera. Ball coming in from China. Good header away by Kevin Long. The back line's been strong.
They don't really pose a threat, do they?
No.
That's the problem.
No.
It's all a little bit sluggish when they move it forward, and they don't seem to have much of a threat through the middle.
Missing one or two.
They'll score now.
Yeah, they're missing one or two with visa problems, to be fair, aren't they? Here's the skipper, Edgar Costa. It's going to be spread wide nicely here for Nuno. Nuno trying to drive at the Burnley defence for the 1-2. Touch on, ball over the top. Kevin Long's won the header. Goodmanson to touch it back to Pope. And Pope just slices his clearance out of play. And here's a change.
Marítimo change. While the ball's dead, Phil, I wanted to make a reference to and pay tribute to a lady, Gail Astin, who we were contacted over the summer, was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and has probably been given maybe less than a year to live. And there was a lot of contact around the summer about her bucket list, and one of the items on her bucket list, Gail, was to have lunch with Jay. Jay got in touch with Gail, and they've arranged, and I know I was speaking to Jay this week about it, they've arranged the next week or so, hopefully.
Oh, it's arranged, is it? Wow.
To go and have lunch together, so that'll be quite a thing, that. I mean, it's a tragedy, really, when you hear about things like that, and anything little thing the club can do to help in that instance, I'm sure we'll do, and we'll look into a few other things as well, messages of support from people. So if you are listening, Gail, or anybody's listening on their behalf, we do wish you well, and I know that Jay's been in touch, and enjoy your lunch, and by the way, get some champagne in. T-bone, steaks, whatever you want. Get whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Run a bill up.
Absolutely. Couple of changes for Marítimo. One of them's come on is Pelagio. There's another local lad wearing 60. He'll be in the middle of the park. Just checking the other change in a minute. McNeil loses out. All of a sudden a little bit more competitive. Marítimo, nice flick. Chance here from distance. Good block from James Tarkowski. Just got everything in the way of that. McNeil to help it on. Here's Westwood. Westwood driving forward. Uses McNeil. Just Wood in the middle. Rodriguez joining him now. Here's McNeil taking his man on ball into the middle. Keeper saves it. Couldn't parry it. Done well, Charles.
Do you know what? It's one of those balls that we've seen from Dwight so often. He just feints to go right, cuts on the outside, and then whips it with the left foot in behind the centre-backs. But he just didn't quite get the curl on it when he had Chris Wood, Jay Rodriguez and Johan Gudmundsson forming a line across that 6-yard box, but just couldn't quite get the whip, and you could see the frustration on his face when the keeper pounced on it.
Yeah, it wasn't the usual sort of whip, was there, just to get it beyond the centre-backs. Jefferson with a layoff. Here's Nuno. Carrera battling with Taylor. Taylor's too strong. Brownhill back to his keeper. Pope has a touch. Better kick this time. Looking for Rodriguez. Under pressure here now, Bambok, because he's exposed with Wood one-on-one. Wood looking to tease him here. There is support now, though. Wood looking to have a shot. Good save from Charles to his right-hand side. Save you'd expect the keeper to make. Wood apologises to Rodriguez, who'd run off him. Here's Nuno. Looking to build from the back. Here's Bambok once more. Helped wide for Nuno. Carrera just to take it on. He's got Nuno on the overlap. Get a ball in here, Nuno. Looks dangerous. Burnley win the header through Phil Bardsley. McNeil to take it down. Uses Brownhill. Back for Taylor. Taylor looking for Rodriguez. Trying to take it down up against René Santos. Breaks for Brownhill. Brownhill done well with it. Finds Westwood. Might have been fouled as well, Brownhill. Helped on for Bardsley. Gudmundsson hooking that right touchline. Looking to take his man on now. Comes inside him nicely. Looking to have a shot. Skied it. And that's over the bar. The other change. Marcelo Hermes has come on. Gone to left back. It was Gudmundsson that was up against him there, one-on-one. In the end, the shot well over the target.
We're getting towards the hour mark when you might see some subs if we're going to see them.
Yeah,
Phil.
okay.
Have we got some?
Yeah. Just waiting for the changes here, aren't we?
Oh, here we go.
Lowton for Bardsley is the first one. On the hour.
I think Eric for Chaz, is it?
Yep.
Yep. Eric for Peters. Eric for Taylor.
So the fullbacks have been changed.
Mark Howard and his team are usually pretty careful in pre-season to sort of map out the minutes that players get and try and give
even
them
all
up.
Yeah.
An even amount, and there'll be an element of that in there, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Matty was injured, wasn't he, after lockdown? Collects the ball now.
I love Eric Peters.
Yeah, I thought he did really well in midfield.
He's just a proper pro, isn't he?
He did really well in right side
absolute
midfield.
Gentleman.
Here's Brownhill, helps in on right hand side, ball into the middle from Rodriguez, looking for Woody, wins it.
Woody.
Can't keep the header down though. I think he had longer than he thought. Could he have got higher and kept it down?
He couldn't have seen what we saw. He drew off the defender when the ball came in. He then made his forward run. The defender slipped, and Woody had by that stage got beyond him. And he could have chested it down.
He could have. I think so. If he could have reached it,
but went with the header and headed it over into the Jimmy Mack.
Burnley have had a lot of chances, a lot of possession, but it is 1-0. Marítimo has switched to 3 at the back. I think Bambok has gone a little deeper. The lad at left back's interesting. Marcelo Hermes has come from Brazil in the summer. Gudmundsson just slipped. He's caught by Hermes, and that'll be a free kick. You look at Gudmundsson, maybe another 5-10 minutes, Darren, for him, do you think? And Brady will be on. I wouldn't have thought Gudmundsson would play the 90, but we'll wait and see. Free kick for Burnley, hugging that right touchline with Westwood. McNeil's there too. Tarkovsky's come forward. Swung in by Westwood. Good ball in there. Still bouncing around. Burnley have a touch towards goal. There's an offside flag anyway. It wouldn't have counted. Free kick for Marítimo. Keeper looking to take that. Charles. No more movement on the bench as it stands. Charles with the kick here. A couple have come short, and in the end he knocks it backwards, if you will. On in turn. Burnley just applying the pressure. Might just break here, a little bit of space perhaps. Jefferson to touch it back, but Burnley will win it back through Westwood. Burnley patient, just waited their opportunity. It's with Brownhill. Brownhill on turn for McNeil. McNeil wide for Gudmundsson. Right hand side. McNeil's central at the minute. Gets it back, McNeil. Here's Brownhill. Wide again for Lowton, back from McNeil. He's got that roving role at times, Darren, hasn't he? Where, is that on his own initiative that he comes away from the left wing, or is there a signal from the bench?
I think he's given that. Well, Sean's often called it framework and freedom, hasn't he? They have that framework as a side, but there's a freedom within that to go and play. And I think he's a sort of creative player that we haven't got too many of. So if he wants to come off, and I think he's probably got the licence to do that, come off the flank.
Yeah, centrally at the moment, it's with Kevin Long. Long will use his keeper, Nick Pope, who has had absolutely zero to do. Burnley leading by a goal to nil. It is only one goal though. Here's Lowton. Comes inside for Westwood, back for Long. Long to square it for Tarkowski. Tarkowski just checks. Dummy's using his keeper. Great ball forward, right-footed. Finds Rodriguez. Rodriguez back inside for Westwood. Westwood looking to spread it. Good from Burnley. Lowton to collect. He's got Goodmanson ahead of him. Looks to drive forward, Lowton. Uses Goodmanson. Might just check back on his left foot and deliver the cross. Has done. And towards Wood. And Wood's won the header and scored. That's 2-0. Good ball in from Goodmanson. Glancing header from Wood. Burnley have extended their advantage. Burnley 2, Marítimo 0. Chris Wood with the most delicate of headers.
Chris Wood does what Chris Wood does. We talked about him just playing that line and playing the edge of the offsides. He gets in there, steals a yard, flick header, lovely finish. Doesn't miss those, Chris Wood. And again, a great cross from young Goodmanson. So, yeah, that's probably the victory sealed now. And let's see how many Burnley can get in the next half hour.
Yeah, you would think so. He's been bright, Johan, hasn't he?
He has been.
Good cross that. I mean, I suppose the lad that's come on as a substitute wasn't getting too close to him, but it was a good cross nonetheless. Picked out his man. Wood was being played onside. McNeil coming off now for Brady. And Vidra coming on for Rodriguez. So 20 minutes gone in the second half. We expected to see Robbie Brady. We expected to see Matty Vidra. Just wondered if Goodmanson didn't make way rather than McNeil. But it's McNeil. One eye on the big games to come. Here's Nuno. Burnley leading 2-0. Nuno driving forward. Good play going forward by the looks of it. He's taking on Eric Peters here. And it's come off the attacker last of all. He thought he was fouled. But it's a Burnley goal kick. Brady wants this, and good kick. Finds Brady. Brady inside nicely for Wood. Brownhill looking to spread it for Goodmanson, giving him a bit to do. Hermes was always the favourite to get there. Battling away is Lowton. Still trying to win it, Lowton. And in the end, it's gone back to the back line and back to the keeper, Charles. Charles with the clearance here. Looking for Jefferson. Jefferson trying to take it down. Just come away from two. Done well. The young centre forward under pressure from Brady's fouled. Free kick just inside the Burnley half.
Sorry, Phil, just run me through those subs, will you, the last ones?
Yeah, Rodriguez came off for Vidra, and then Brady came on for McNeil. Middle of the park. Also, no, beg your pardon. Sorry, it's Benson that's come on. I do beg your pardon. Sorry, Benson has come on.
From McNeil.
I'm just trying to see if somebody else come off. There's somebody else come off.
Sorry, I didn't see
Westwood's come off, hasn't he?
Westwood's Josh has gone in midfield.
Yeah, it's Westwood that's come off as well. It's the third sub, wasn't it? Benson come on for Westwood. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Peters foul, so it'll be a Burnley free kick. Clever just to foul him. So Benson wears 41. Does look a little bit like Matty Vidra from the top of the stand that they're both on. Here's Benson, former Arsenal youngster, under pressure and foul. It'd be a Burnley free kick. Was it Grimsby last season? Whether he'll go out on loan remains to be seen. There is a further deadline after the 5th of October where the EFL can take on players from the Premier League. Goodmanson's won this, battling away on that far side. Hermes concedes the throwing. Burnley leading by 2-0. McNeil and Wood with the goals. Done well again pre-season, Chris Wood. How many times do we say that? He gets his share of goals in pre-season. Scored twice last weekend. Was it against Hearts or was it against Mansfield? Against Mansfield. Ball in towards Wood. Got the goal, I think. Darren? If I'm reading the signals right. Here's Wood, just outside the box. Hooks it back inside for Brady. Chance here for Brady. Looks to hit it left-footed, but wide of the target. And I think that goal's going to be available, Darren, shortly, isn't it?
It's on now. The
It's on now, is it?
goal's
Sorry.
on social media as we speak. So you can
Chris
see
Wood's header. It's all about the cross, I think, from Johan Berg Gudmundsson, though, isn't it, that makes it. Finds him in space. That's a different goal kick, isn't it? He just rolled his foot on it, the keeper. And they came away with the ball. Got plenty up here, Marítimo. Spread wide for Nuno again. Checks inside. Uses Carrera. Carrera to spread it wide for Hermes. Oh, he's just got the better of Lowton here. Can he whip in across? Decent ball in there. And Pope's tested. Got a touch. Didn't collect it. Got a touch away from Jefferson.
Good ball from Pope, that.
It worked out in the end, didn't it?
Almost
I think he was
went through his
expecting
gloves,
it.
yeah.
He was expecting to collect it, I think. Gudmundsson. Back for Brady.
Onside.
They're okay. Wood's okay. He's only got the keeper to beat. Vidra's trying to get alongside him. He's going to use Vidra to make it 3-0 and has. Really well done, Burnley. Marítimo looking at the linesman, but Wood was onside. Just laid it square for Vidra, very unselfishly, and Vidra finishes it very comfortably. Keeper couldn't get back across. Burnley 3, Marítimo 0. A simple goal for Burnley.
Burnley played it so well, drew the Marítimo team. We talked about that high line before. You can't have a high line that's 40 yards from goal. And Chris Wood and Matty Vidra broke that offside trap. Both of them were onside. It was 2 on the goalkeeper. Chris Wood had a choice of whatever he wanted to do. As it happens, he drew the keeper, slid it square. Matty Vidra adds a easy as you like third.
Yeah. I mean, the keeper was never getting back to block it. Simple. It was all about breaking the offside trap. And I don't think it's helped that they've brought Bambok back into the back line and gone for a 3 at the back. 3 to the good now, Burnley. Foul here on Matt Lowton. Burnley free kick. 19 minutes remain. Lowton with it. Wood with a chest on for Vidra. Vidra on as a second half substitute. Scored very quickly. It's Brady. Just hooks it wide for Gudmundsson. Big seasons for these two. Brady and Gudmundsson. Good touch finds Lowton. Lowton found Wood. Oh, and he's volleyed it over. He was onside. 5 yards from goal. Kicks the post in frustration. Shirt over his head. Convert that next week, I think. That's the message, isn't it? He can't believe he's missed it. Couldn't have been really any easier, could it? But Burnley are 3 up, I suppose. It doesn't really matter, but it's a miss from Chris Wood.
Strikers don't like missing them.
No, he didn't, did he? A kick of the post, shirt over his head to hide the embarrassment. We won't ask him about that. Lowton battling away. Might just break here from Marítimo with the throw. In front of their dugout, they're going to make a change. Just making a change now. I know Kleber's gone off. Just wait for a number here. Another change as well for Marítimo. Captain armband, I think, has been just passed on to Pelagio because Costa's making way as well. We'll have a look at those. Umero's come on, wearing 13. Gone on that left-hand side. Ball back inside here for Rennie Costa. Rennie Costa to try and bring it forward. Played at Dynamo Tbilisi, Rennie Costa. Easy one for Lowton, wins the header. Here's Gudmundsson. One of the big pluses of pre-season so far. Finds Vidra. Vidra knocked over, was he? The referee thinks so. Be a free kick. Marítimo bench not impressed.
Strikers getting on the score sheet though, Phil. Good.
Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They've all been on target in pre-season, which is always good for them.
Yeah.
Get off and running.
Yeah. Get Ashley Barnes back. You know, we're not badly off up front, are we? Benson, a little bit heavy, but it's gone back to Kevin Long. Long to use his keeper. Pope with the clearance right foot. A good boot as well. Vidra trying to win the header and he's offside. Come back from an offside position. Can't believe it. The linesman flag is up. Can't believe it.
It's cold now.
For September.
I can't believe someone said you're bringing a coat with you. I was like, I'm not bringing a coat.
Well, I
It's
didn't
September.
either. I didn't either. So you're not alone.
I'm sat amongst people wearing coats.
It's chilly. It's chilly at the back of the James Hargreaves stand.
Should have put my long johns on.
Well, not too far off that. A couple of months' time, you never know. Ronnie Costa uses Pelagio again.
How horrible is it going to be in an empty stadium in the middle of winter?
Cold. Well, I'm hoping it's not going to be empty. I've still got hopes. Pelagio. Ronnie Santos back to his keeper. He's been their man of the match. A couple of really good saves in there. Tarkovsky wins that. Here's Goodmanson driving forward. Rides one challenge. Tried to hook it wide. He was thinking there was an overlap.
He'd have every right to think of someone
There
wide.
wasn't.
Unfortunately, it was him that should have been there.
Hermes has given it away though to Lowton. Here's Goodmanson again. Seen so much of the ball. Back wide for Lowton. Back inside here now. Brownhill getting through the work. Uses Brady. Brady coming inside. Good skill from Brady. Hooks it wide. Lowton thinking about the cross here. Peters trying to get in there as well. Brady once more. Brady nicely uses Brownhill. Touch back on for Benson. Here's Brady again. Rides one challenge. Done well against that foul. And that is Robbie Brady territory, I think. Because it's 5 yards outside the box. He's grabbed the ball. Picked himself up quickly.
Really intricate work there. You know, Robbie Brady, Josh Benson, Johan Goodmanson, all lovely little flicks to get themselves into that position. And I think Robbie Brady was looking to just try and create the space to then feed the overlap again for Johan. But got his legs taken away from him, and it's now 22, 23 yards out. Pretty central, just left of central.
Yeah, Brady will fancy this. The wall is going back. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 in it. Replaces it. Brady's got Brownhill with him. There's only going to be Robbie Brady hitting this.
Well, Josh scored from a free kick.
He has, yeah.
Pre-season, so he'll be wanting it too.
Replacing it, Brady, which I think is a clue, isn't it? The referee's happy with the wall. Let's see what Burnley can do here. The keeper's in position. Free kick for the Clarets. Brady to hit it, but too high. Got good movement on it, but too high to Charles's left and over the bar. I think you're right. I think Josh Brownhill fancies the free kicks, doesn't he, going forward? Scored against Burnley pre-season at Deepdale with a free kick from a long way out. Taps the goal kicks. I'm sure that doesn't help Marítimo. I mean, it might work sometimes on the counter-attack, but here's Carrera under pressure from Peters. Clearance from Rennie Santos, headed on by Pelagio. Burnley to win the ball in the middle of the park. Tarkovsky's easy as you like. Might have to go back though. Will go back to Nick Pope in the end. Couldn't find a ball forward. Just goes on short here. For Long, on for Lowton. Back inside here for Tarkovsky. Finds Brownhill. Good from Brownhill. Skips past 1, skips past 2. Can he find the ball now? Helps it on for Lowton. Goodmanson was maybe the ball further forward into the middle. I think Wood had to leave it because he was offside. Brady couldn't nick it off Nuno. Nuno comes away with it.
This defensive high line of Marítimo is
well, what I'm going to say...
suicidal.
Yeah, I did have a little bit of a look at one or two of their previous games, and I don't think it's their strongest defence. But they just step up. They're almost stepping up at will, aren't they?
Burnley had the ball on the halfway line, and the defence was on the edge of the
They're giving themselves a nightmare and the linesman a nightmare. Here's Carrera, centre circle. Oh, nearly lost out to Vidra. In the end, Pelagio picks it up. Up wide. Left-hand side with Hermes. Hermes ball in the middle, looking for Jefferson, headed away. Comfortable enough from Burnley. Carrera's looking to try and feed this wide now for Nuno. 12 minutes remain. Nuno wearing 31, looking to take on Brady. Hooks it inside. Pelagio won't reach that. Good from Burnley. Looking to break the Clarets. It's with Peters.
Go on, Josh. Get on your
Benson's
bike.
left-hand side. Peters wants him to go further forward. Can he hook in across here, left-footed Benson? Looks to take his man and overrun it. It's unfortunate. Be a goal kick. Further changes here. Let's see who's coming on here for the visitors.
Al, 3-0. Yeah.
I think Carrera's making way.
Just checking our third goal is live on social media.
You'll see Marítimo pushing forward, leaving Wood and Vidra on side.
What you won't see is much of a defence.
No. And it just didn't work out for them. Squared by Wood for Vidra to finish. The referee's just called on the trainers here. Carrera is going off. I think they were double checking the player was going to be all right. It's Renny Santos, isn't it? He's going to be okay. But he has to just go off for a bit of treatment. He's going off now, though. So 2 changes. Tamuro's come on, the number 11. He'll go right midfield. And the number 2, Gonzalo, will go right wing back, I think. Yeah, I was walking off Renny Santos very slowly.
You said they played their first game this weekend?
No, same day as we
Same
play.
day as we play.
Yeah, they're in the Azores. We're at Leicester. Here's given away again at the back. Brady to try and help it on. Vidra won it. I mean, I just don't think tapping it short to the centre-backs is working. Burnley are onto it in a flash.
But some managers have it in their head that they're Pep Guardiola, don't they? And
Well,
when
I
you
mean,
haven't got Edison in goal and you haven't got the defenders of City have it. I mean, it's a style that you might want to try and adopt and you might want to try and build, but my goodness me.
Hasn't worked, has it, at times? Burnley 3 up, could have been more.
I love it when teams do that. I love it when they play the square balls out to the full-backs. And then after 16 passes, they pass it back to keeper who lumps it 50 yards up the middle.
I think they think they've created space then. It's just not the Burnley way, is it? Maybe we're long in the tooth and we're never going to get used to that. Here's Bambok, who basically during the course of the game has gone deeper and deeper and deeper. On here for Gonzalo, right-hand side. Gonzalo, long ball. Tamura on the chase, but Nick Pope will get there. Work for Nick Pope with the head. Heads it out of play. Much to the amusement of Josh Brownhill.
I'm not kidding, Nick Pope could hang that kit
Just
back
wear
up.
Just wear it next
Just
week.
wear it next week, couldn't he?
I mean, he was onto it very quickly, but very little pressure. Tamura was never going to get there. Here's Getterson. Ball back inside. And it's been pretty easy going for Burnley, to be fair.
But you've got to do it. You're still going to do it.
Yes,
Phil.
you have.
Burnley have put the hard yards in. You know, they've dominated possession. Everybody's had really 7, 8 out of 10. You know, performances.
Look sharp against a decent Portuguese. I know it's not Benfica, it's not Porto, it's not Sporting Lisbon. I know that, but they've had the moments in that division. 11th last season. Brady's just lost out here to Getterson. It'll break Pelagio, centre of the park. Jefferson with a layoff. Might just come in the middle here from Hermes. Ball into the middle, easy one for Tarkovsky. Calmly just knocks it away. And that'll be a throw to the Portuguese side on that far side. We have 8 minutes of the 90 remaining.
I've fastened my last button. It's the last.
It's blown up here, hasn't it? Here's Nuno, who's gone, I think, centre-back now, for the last few minutes. Gonzalo to help it on. Tamura back again with Nanu, who's just got the ball wide here for Gonzalo, who's won a corner. 5th of the game. And it'll be Gonzalo to take it. Everybody back for Burnley, which is the Clarets way. defend it properly. Swung in, good delivery in there, headed on. But beyond the far post, Kevin Long.
Kevin Long's running down the wing here, but there's no Burnley player up with him, so he's going to have to try.
Blocked off. He got blocked off. Beat his man, got blocked off.
Let me tell you, Kevin Long is run down the right flank, sidestepped the winger.
Yeah, he beat him. At the end of the day, he beat him. He just got body checked. Nobody's ever done that to Kevin Long.
Make sure you get that in the highlights, Al.
A run down the wing, a tricky one down the wing for Kevin Long. Here's Peters trying to clip it forward. He's found Wood. Wood trying to turn away from Babcock, who's never really dealt with him all game.
His hold-up play today has been top-notch, Woody.
I think
when he's on it like that, it sticks to him. He's a different player in some
yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
Sometimes in some games it might bounce off him a little bit, but when he sticks to him, it allows everybody to get up there with him. And Burnley look at just such a better side.
Bambock with a header at the back. Next one's Benson's.
No mean feat in front of goal. He's improving his tally year on year as well. He's a proper Premier League striker.
I think so. Yeah. Got back to Andy Lockhead in the 60s for a Burnley striker to top 10 in 3 successive seasons.
All right, brilliant.
Touch wide here by Benson.
He did say
back.
He did get asked if he was going to get 15 this season. He said that might be difficult.
Well, you wouldn't back against it, would you?
No.
If he could stay fit all season.
Yeah.
Here's Peters. Good run out here for Josh Benson. Here's Tarkowski, left foot ball, diagonal, not as strong as his right foot. And that's gone beyond his big mate Matt Lowton. Final 5 minutes, throw to Marítimo. As with it, left-hand side. He's looking for options. In the end, I think he just threw it in front of him. They did get the ball. Here's Nanu, back in the back line now, but he's given it away. Peters onto it quickly, just a heavy touch as he won it. Could be a goal kick.
All Burnley need to do, though, is press that back line when they're trying those intricate passes out, and they win the ball every time.
I mean, just to describe it, there's 2 centre-backs almost on the keeper's toes. They've got men forward, they've got 4 forward on the halfway line, and he almost...
But they've got 3 in the penalty area.
Yeah, he feather touches it to the centre-back. This time he's going to kick it long just to show there is variation. You've nobody in the middle of the park, Darren, though, have you? They're either in the penalty area with the keeper or they're on the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd.
As long as I live, I'll never quite understand that, particularly with sides, maybe not of the ability of the very top sides. Anyway, here's Lowton with the throw in front of the Marítimo dugout. They're all sat down, huddled up, trying to keep warm, I think, on there. Here's Brownhill. It's probably about 20 degrees cooler, isn't it? With Benson, back for Tarkowski. Here's Benson. Just to go back on those that message from David Moyes that we've seen, does that look like West Ham are out of the hunt, do you think?
Well, he's intimating as much, isn't he?
He is, yes, he is, yeah. I mean, Burnley are right to ask for that figure, aren't they, Darren?
You've got Nathan Ake.
40 million.
40 million. You've got, I mean, we go back to Maguire last summer at 80 million. You've got Ake at 40.
He's got 2 years on his contract.
What was Mings?
A lot of money, yeah, a lot of money.
I think Burnley have every right to
He stands amongst the best, doesn't he?
A big fee for one of their star players.
Prime assets, I think, yeah. Here's Matt Lowton. Swinging across, can Burnley get a 4th? It's headed on. It'll test the keeper.
Do you know what? There was
a
suggestion, wasn't there, that post-COVID that clubs might get a little bit more central with the cash. But it's not proving the case, is it? I mean, maybe I'm looking at the bigger clubs. But
I think you're looking at Chelsea are funded, obviously, by one man.
Man United are trying to spend, and the big clubs just keep pushing the envelope.
The big Chinese deal fell through, didn't it, with the overseas broadcasting? So obviously the income is going down.
But Leeds are going to spend. Leeds are spending.
Yeah. Here's Goodmanson. Swings it in, looking towards Tarkowski. Wins the header. Oh, Vidra trying to pounce. There was a foul in there. Probably a push, I think, by Tarkowski. Couple of minutes remain. I think everybody's seen enough, probably. Burnley have had a good run out. Touch wood, no injuries. Certainly nothing that we've picked up on. Charles just touches that out. Look to counter-attack now. Ball forward, looking for Tamura. Header won by Peters. Brady battling away with Brownhill. Peters steps in, touches it back to his keeper. It'll be much tougher on Thursday against Sheffield United here in the Carabao Cup. 5:30 kick-off, and it'll be much tougher than Burnley's opening game of the Premier League season at Leicester a week on Sunday. Remember, that's a 7 o'clock kick-off. Here's Tamura. He's got Gonzalo on the overlap right-hand side and uses him. Jefferson's in the middle. That's a good block by Tarkowski. Gone behind for a corner. Peters helps Tarkowski to his feet. Everybody back for Burnley. Gonzalo to take the corner. Final minute of the 90. Burnley leading by 3-0. McNeil in the first half. Wood and Vidra in the second half. Gonzalo to deliver from this right-hand side. Burnley marking up, swung in towards the back post. Header won by Long. Might still break in there.
Hope he'll want his clean sheet though.
He will, yeah, he will. Here's Bambok.
He'll be wanting this to add to next year's Golden Glove total.
Well, last year, don't stop. Pelagio. Bambok for the visitors, playing out time now. Peter Banks is the man.
I don't think there'll be any additional minutes, will there? No, I don't think they'll be playing added minutes in a pre-season friendly.
Don't tend to. Going to spread it wide. We're going to show you the goals, I think, at full time. Here's Hermes, Brazilian, looking to get a cross in from that left-hand side. Decent ball. Header won by Peters. The referee's seen enough. That's the final whistle. It's finished. Burnley 3. Marítimo 0. Goals from McNeil in the first half. Super header from him. Then in the second half, Burnley always in control. Good crossing from Gudmundsson on 64 minutes. Glancing header from Wood. And then in the 70th minute, Marítimo got themselves in a bit of a mix-up at the back. Burnley broke the offside trap. Wood squared it for Vidra. He couldn't really miss. All in all, Darren, a good afternoon's work.
Absolutely. A good afternoon's work is exactly how I just described it on social media there. Strikers on target, no fresh injuries, all boxes ticked. You know, good game time in the legs. And, yeah, I mean, it's been a good pre-season for Burnley. You know, they've
I think so.
Come through all the games pretty well. No fresh injuries to speak of. Obviously, they will be hoping to get some of the lads who are injured back sooner rather than later. Sounds like Ben Mee may be the first of those, along with Ashley Barnes, both back in training, of course. And we'll try and find out some reaction from the gaffer of where we stand ahead of next Thursday. Our press conferences next week ahead of Sheffield United will be as it stands on Tuesday for Thursday's game and on Friday for the Leicester game. So we'll find out more ahead of the Sheffield United game on Tuesday. Until then, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thanks for joining us on COMMS Cam Live. Hope you've enjoyed it. You will see the goals again, I'm sure, very shortly. In fact, you're going to see them right now.
Let's have a look at them now.
Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
strike will go down in the annals of history.